All right. Welcome to the Nurse Penny Show. I see we've got some folks here that are here for the first time. Welcome to BC Blades. It's nice to have you. I'm guessing you probably don't know what to expect from the show. We don't talk about near-death experiences. We kind of talk about life from a near-death perspective. But tonight, because my brain can only take so much mayhem, we are going to talk about, let me turn that up. There we go. We're going to talk about crazy things that are going on that are actually entertaining. We're going to take some joy in other people's stupidity. That's the plan. I just can't anymore. I mean, do you just get to the point where you can't take any more media? I got up this morning. My friend Tracy Beans has the Dark to Light broadcast on Uncover DC. So if you don't watch Uncover DC on Rumble, you can search it under, it's not Undercover, it's Uncover DC. And I think that's right. And hold on, I gotta know. I saw somebody type it wrong today, and now it's in my head both ways. Hold on, let's look. Uncover DC, that's right. If you can't find it that way, you can look for Tracy Beans, TracyBeanz, and I will I'll pop those into the what is that called? The description area. I'll pop those into the description area. And are we going on Rumble? What's the story here? There we are. Yeah, we're going. So yeah, I'll pop those into the description after the video's over. If you're here, say hello in the chat. If you found me on Tracy's show this morning, we added 100 subscribers today. So if you found me on Tracy's podcast this morning, type beans into the Rumble Rant section so I know where I got you from. If you're following me you found me on Salty's show, give me a big old re in the comment section in the Rumble Rants. And if you found me on Red Pill 78, go ahead and type in RP78 and we'll kind of keep track of where everybody's coming from. I see Lee is here and Tracy is the best. I have absolutely fallen in love with that girl. She is so freaking delightful and she's so smart. She's just a joy to talk to. Beans. Well, and she's funny. She's like the whole package. I mean, it just doesn't get much better than Beans. And, about the most sweet person you'll ever meet. Chalissa, welcome. And hopefully we'll get some folks. I had some folks here from YouTube earlier that were kind of hanging around. Michael, good evening. Been a Nurse Penny fan for a long time. Well, that's lovely. I'm so glad you're here. I was telling everybody before you popped in, if you missed it, that we're just going over ridiculous news tonight. I just found the most ridiculous news stories I could that were entertaining. Oh my gosh, Isaac's mom, I'm so glad it's Friday. I knew I was doing Tracy's show. Let me know if you guys can't hear. I was doing Tracy's show. I knew I was doing it today, and her show's at 8:30. Now, as a person who's retired, I generally get up at 7, but if something is planned for some reason, I don't wake up early. And hi, David Chandler. I found you through your NDE story. I'm impressed that you're out on the injections too. Oh yes. Scooby-Dee Beans, welcome. I got to remember to pop those. I keep forgetting people can't see your comments. You know what I hate? I hate that people can't see the Rumble Rant comments until, like, once this is over, you're not going to be able to see them. Tracy's going to show me how to use StreamYard, and then we'll be able to get those on the screen so that they show up in real time. But anyway, so I woke up at 5 something because I was scared I wouldn't wake up. You know how that goes. I had 2 alarms set and I'm like, oh, okay, because I just hate being late or letting somebody down. Hi, Enlighten. And so I woke up on my own at 5:15 maybe and couldn't get back to sleep. And I'm like, well, shoot, I'll just get up and then I can get ready and take my time and everything. Well, apparently I'm too old for that because, and then Tracy and I talked for like an hour and a half after the podcast, just to each other. Hi, Lisa. And, you found me at my Dead Talks interview. That's a good one. I like that one. He's a really great person to do an interview with. And it got to be like 7 o'clock, and I thought, oh God, I'm not going to make it. I'm so tired. And so Don is sitting, and I don't know that he's looking at me. He does that. Like I'll kind of get in, you know how you're watching TV and you zone? I was kind of in the zone, um, and he's like, oh my gosh, sweetheart, you are so tired. You're never going to make it. And I'm like, I can do it. I can do it. It's very energizing to talk to them. I'll get through. I know I can. Isaac's mom says it's Nadine on Rumble. It's another email address. Okay, I gotcha. Well, I'm just so excited to have everybody here. If you missed me this morning on Uncover DC on the Dark to Light show, it was really good. I got to share my near-death experience. Tracy and I had really discussed it previously, so she just kind of listened. I think just wanted to take it in, hearing it firsthand, and then Frankie had some questions. Is it Frank or Frankie? Quite frankly, I'm going to say Frank. I had a cousin who I loved dearly, who we lost. I still love, and his name was Frank, but we called him Frankie when we were kids, so that's going to get crossed in my brain. But anyway, it was a really fun time doing the show. I got to go through and answer some of the comments. Some of them were snarky, and they're like, you didn't mention Jesus. And I explained all of that at the beginning, you know, why that God is the Godhead is 3 in 1. You know, they're not, when I saw them, they weren't separate beings. They were 3 in 1, like you and I are 3 in 1. You know, it wasn't the mind of God, which is God, and then the body of, you know, the flesh, you know, the incarnation of God is human in Christ. It wasn't like that. So when you come to my door, you're all one person. I don't see your brain over here and your spirit here and your body here, right? Well, it was much like that in heaven. And so anyway, there, you know, there's always somebody's got to do some hating. I'll never understand it. I'm like, it takes a lot of time to just argue with people. Like, just move on. Why do you care? Especially if you're dedicated to not being convinced. Like, why even engage in the argument? Because you're obviously not going to change my mind about what I felt and saw. Enlighten says, do we have to send an APB? Penny, I'm right here. Hit refresh. Hold on. Enlighten's lost. God love him. Enlighten. Hit the that's funny. I am glad that you all would come looking for me. I'm touched. I just think that's super cool that if I did go missing, it isn't working. How did Rumble fall off? Hold on. There it is. Yeah, we're good. I think it just got hung up. It was doing that on Salty's at 7:30. I couldn't find Salty anywhere. And this morning on Tracy's, it was this morning or Wednesday, I couldn't find Tracy on Uncover DC. I had to go to Tracy Beans to find her. So that was weird. There's this weird issue with people that set up for live streaming when Rumble first started that, where it somehow gave us 2 accounts. And you got to remember to do the right one or it'll go to the other one. My father, Isaac mom says, my father told it, or that's Nadine, told it this way: a man is a father, a son, a brother. Right. What did I missed? Maybe I missed your other comment. My father told, oh, yes. That's well said. Yes. You know, that's it. You know, people are like, well, you didn't specifically see Jesus. And I'm like, yes, I did. Jesus was in the Godhead. I saw the Spirit. The light was all of that. You know, I didn't get to see God's face, I assume, because I was going back, and, you know, the whole Moses thing, he couldn't see God's face or he would have died on the spot. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know. I guess just the awesomeness of it would have, you know, I don't know, given him a heart attack or something. But anyway, I'm just making that up. I don't know if that's true or not. If you guys have the answer to that, just pop it in. But anyway, so, you know, I do news all the time, and I try to bring a faith perspective to it and bring some humor to it because I'm silly. You had to reload. Good. We got you, buddy. And so tonight I just was like, I can't look at it anymore. I cannot look. I mean, the whole CNN Trump thing was so funny. He's just got this sense of humor. And it was so funny because I don't get the sense that Caitlin on CNN has a sense of humor. And that's a really tough position to be in when you're talking with somebody who's kind of irreverent and Yes, we did, RJ. And so she just, like, she couldn't see the humor in it. She wasn't, see, I guess, and I feel like you guys are too. You guys are really good at picking up subtle humor, and I think it's kind of charming and disarming. But, I guess it's not for everybody, but, she was just hell bent not to find him entertaining. And what was really weird was I was under the impression, and maybe I misunderstood, you guys tell me if I did, but I was under the impression it was a town hall. Weren't you guys? And I thought a town hall is where the people who come get to ask questions. What were there? Maybe 2 questions or something? I just, there weren't many. And so I was really surprised by that. And I thought, well, I guess it's harder to control him if you let him talk to the audience. And then they acted surprised that the audience was digging it, right? I'm like, well, you invited a bunch of people who are Trump supporters to a town hall. Like, did you just do that to be nasty to them and make fun of them? Because that's what it seemed like. They were making fun of rape. I'm like, no, nobody made fun of rape. He said she was crazy, and I mean, somebody who gets their rape story word for word from a Law and Order episode. I don't know if you guys knew that, but there's a Law and Order episode where this person is talking about getting raped in the same grocery store, in the same department store, same story, lingerie in the fitting room, the whole thing. And if you watch her on anything else, she is flipping nuts. I mean, she's so obviously crazy. And like I said, as someone who has been raped, I could not tell you that story without tearing up, getting upset, even though I'm this far past it. I mean, I was like 20 years old. I don't know. So then Brian Stelter had this thing where he said, hold on, I took a picture of it because I was like, oh yeah, well, this says it perfectly. Brian Stelter, you goofball. And you know me, I try not to be mean, but good night. Sometimes you just got to call out stupid, right? Brian Stelter, you do not have to like the former president's answers, but you can't say that we didn't get them. Leaked, I don't know, licked, is that I don't know who that is, tells staffers, many of whom are angry about the town hall. Caitlin pressed him, now listen, Caitlin pressed him again and again and made a lot of news, and that is our job. And I posted that on Twitter, and I'm like, actually, no, making news is not your job. That's the problem. You all make all this news. It's all scripted. You write it, and you make news. And he actually thinks that's his job. I think he's teaching journalism at some Ivy League college. He thinks making news is the job of the journalist. I'm like, no, your job is reporting news. Your job is investigating stories. Your job is not making news. I mean, that is a fundamental, complete lack of understanding of what your job is. I was just blown away by that. And it was funny because nobody caught it. Like, I mean, of course, I didn't read all the comments, but I'm like, whoa, hold the phone there, Francis. It's not your job, actually. The occurrences around you become newsworthy because they happen, and you report on them. You don't make the news, you boob. But anyway, do you guys know Jeff Ahern? If you don't follow him, it's Jeff, and then Ahern is all one word, Ahern. He might be a comedian. I don't know his history, but I've kind of talked back and forth with him because he's had some questions. Bloggerty Schmoo, welcome. It was a publicity stunt that backfired so badly, and now they're all heard about it. But Jeff Ahern has just started live streaming. He's always done these videos, right? And when he started live streaming, he was having some echoing. And so I messaged him, and I'm like, hey, buddy, message me and I'll help you fix that echo. And so I did. And if you ever watch him, he's got this silly laugh, not like a Tucker Carlson laugh. Like, you just have to watch him. Every time I watch him, and he laughs a lot. He's a really jovial guy. If you just want like a pleasant channel to watch with kind of this, cute, humorous take on the news, Jeff Ahern is your guy. I am so going to get with him. I told him, I said, hey, we should do a show together. Oh, hi, Janet. Janet called me Pen Pen. My cousin Frank used to call me that. He was the only one who did. That's a little nod from Frank for sure. Oh, that got me in the feels. Yeah, he needs to read the definition of journalism. I mean, what the heck? CNN needs Trump. Hold on, I'm wanting to read your comments here because you guys are so flippin' interesting. It wasn't. It's just like them calling themselves news for sure. PJ says, Patty here. Hi, Patty. Happy Friday. NDE, you found me via IONS. Yeah, we've been friends a long time. I wasn't. It's just them calling themselves new. Yeah, RJ says, yeah, like that was believable. PJ says, CNN needs Trump for the ratings, the complete smackdown. Well, so I guess a friend of Trump's, I don't know who it is. It might be that Licht guy. A friend of Trump's is like part owner or over CNN somehow. I missed the details on that story. And so people were speculating that that's how he got on. And I'm thinking, it's so funny that you feel you have to explain how a presidential candidate got on your channel to do a town hall. He got on your channel to do a town hall because he's running for president. And you should be vetting him. You should be helping bring us information. What the absolute heck? That's not rocket science. But I mean, they're just so used to everything being scripted. It's so funny, you guys. The writer's strike is going on, right? So the night shows have been canceled. The comedy shows have been canceled because the writers are on strike. These are comedians that used to do stand-up. They can't do the shows for the time that the writers are. I mean, I guess I could see if it was solidarity with the writers because, you're supporting them in the strike. My dad used to work for a company in Michigan called McLeod Steel, and you didn't cross that picket line. So maybe that's it. But what got me was they're like, we can't do the show for however long this writer's strike is going on. And I'm like, yay. I don't know what they're playing, reruns, I guess. But it just shocked me that they couldn't write their own stuff. We did that show this morning. None of us are scripted. It was probably almost 2 hours. I do this show. It's 3, sometimes more. It's not scripted. Oh goodness. Chatty, you guys are chatty. Hold on. I like to read what you say. Janet, hi honey. PJ, CNN thought they would make him look like a fool. Yeah, it did backfire. And it's so funny because they play this E. Jean Carroll off like she's, I mean, she said she's been raped 6 times or by 6 different men, and that most people think rape is sexy. And I'm like, I don't know of anyone. And she's like, well, people fantasize about it. Well, people fantasize about a lot of things. That doesn't mean that they think actual rape is sexy. They have this idea in their brain about being controlled or controlling, and they're doing this in a safe environment, like a role-playing sort of thing. That's quite different from somebody forcibly raping you. And she was just so weird. If you saw her on that thing with Anderson Cooper, I'm like, how did she? I don't know how it. I mean, I know because it's New York and they let all kinds of stuff in that shouldn't have been in, and of course that's not shocking to me. But I'm just, I guess I shouldn't be surprised that they found 9 people in New York who would find him guilty of sexual assault. And I did want to point, yeah, I was not ravaged. It hurt. But the whole time she's flirting with him, she told Anderson Cooper or somebody that she was going to try to get him to try on the lingerie. And this was a very playful banter going back and forth. I don't even believe he was necessarily in the store. He may have been, who knows? But she didn't go back and try to get the video footage. She didn't go to the police. I mean, even if it happened, you can't bring that forward 20 or 30 years later in a civil case. I would not try to go back and find the guy that raped me in college if he decided to run for office and try to bring some kind of civil case. I don't have any proof of it that I could give you. Rape's generally not something you do out in a town square. And it is what it is. I've recovered from it. I've overcome it. And I guess that's just me and where I am with it. Brown Trisha 13. I'm guessing Trisha Brown. Hi, found you after your combo with Frank and Tracy on the Dark to Light podcast. Well, welcome to you, sweetheart. She was totally weird, Chalissa, wasn't she? I was like, am I the only one that thinks she's totally Looney Tunes? I mean, like diagnosably Looney Tunes. USMC mom, thank you for your child's service. I just discovered you on the Dark to Light podcast. I'm so touched by your experience. The message that you read, made you cry. And that was a good thing. I'm glad. I think we need some healing, don't you? I'm worn out with all the nonsense. Every day I wake up and I'm like, oh Lord, because I have to watch the news because I do this, right? Every morning I wake up and I'm like, what fresh hell will be will be on my TV screen today? Like, it's just the most ridiculous stuff. And I've got some really weird news for you tonight. I just wanted to do something off the wall and kind of take a break from all the heavy stuff we cover. RJ, okay, here you go. She had her tights pulled down to above her knees. Her legs were not open. Well, here's the thing. They could not, when they asked if she'd proven the case of rape, they said no. And then they said, what about sexual assault or sexual battery? And they said yes. And I'm like, how can you say she provided enough evidence to prove either one? The evidence was the same. There was no proof of it. Did they just give the lesser charge because they wanted something? Well, it wasn't a charge because it's a civil case. But the whole thing, I don't know why I try to make sense of it anymore. These people are obviously corrupt. The judge was basically testifying throughout the trial and kind of guiding the plaintiff. That just was crazy. Janik says, I think next time if questions from the 2020 election come up, and it will, he should say, you know how I feel about it. Let's talk about the here and now or 2024. Yeah. I was kind of like, I'm tired of hearing about it too. Not in a way that I think the people that he needs to win over kind of just roll their eyes when they hear it for the 30th time. Talk about election integrity, about ensuring, but she goaded him into that and he fell right into it. She was, she tried to get him to talk about it. And I think you're right. I think what I would have said is, you know what? I've been very clear on my feelings for that. I'm not here about 2020. We've got some serious issues in 2024, and I'm not here to play games with you. We've got some important things we have to deal with. That's kind of how I would have fielded that. But I've never won a presidency, so what the heck do I know, right? Lieutenant Haas, nighttime hosts are considered management. Writers, nighttime hosts are considered management. Writers are union. That's why they can't. Oh, because the writers union has contracts. That makes total sense. I don't know why I didn't think of that. The tights were key. I agree. I'm so amped about Carrie Lake and the new developments. Oh yeah, I'm not excited about it. I just have to talk about it all so much that I'm like, okay, I need a break on it. Yeah. Well, how did they even let the locker room talk in? I thought that was very prejudicial. They let these other two people, there were some other things that they let in. And I'm like, this case, when you take a case to court, it's supposed to stand on its own merit. That's why, you're not supposed to be able, for a rape victim, you're not allowed to bring in her history, her sexual history, because the case should be strong enough. You shouldn't need to malign the victim, that sort of thing. But, they act like nobody lies about rape. And they just had that football player, a college ball player, I guess, that this girl accused him of, I guess, leading her into a gang rape. Well, they had, if your kids are around, you might want to mute. So I think he had videotaped, that shows my age. I think he had recorded her performing oral sex on him. And RJ, you haven't won a presidency yet. You're such an optimist. And so they, because they were able to look at that recording, they could see that there was nothing forcible going on. And then she said he had led her into this room where these 4 other guys raped her. And it turned out in the end that he wasn't even there. He had left after the first incident. And so there was no way that he could have done that, but he lost his spot on the team. And I'm like, look, here's the thing. I hear this all the time. And as someone who's been raped, I hear this all the time. Believe all women. I mean, I knew women growing up when I was in college who lied about being pregnant to get a guy, that had, next day remorse over sex and tried to turn that into something that it wasn't. And, people lie, period. And they lie about all kinds of things. Everything that you could talk about, people have lied about. So the idea that in believing all women, that man is automatically guilty, and then he is persecuted by our society without even being able to go through a trial. What the heck? Penny and Salty in 2028. Oh my gosh. I would spend all my time like trying to explain what thing he just said. I sent him a message tonight during his show because he did this karate kick. He's so silly. He did this karate kick, and I saw just, I don't even think he had a shoe on, but I know from his knee down he was naked, and I thought, son of a gun, he's not wearing pants. Because Tracy and I talked about this morning, how if you do a podcast sitting down, pants are totally optional. So when I had shingles so bad last year, I would do my podcast in just a shirt or a blouse and then in my underwear. And I had to remember not to stand up. And I had like this pillow. Don found me a pillow that had a hole in it because when I get the shingles, they're always like in that crease where your butt meets your leg, where your butt meets your thigh. Good luck doing anything right with that sore there. And it takes them a couple weeks to heal up. So Don got me this chair for this. This is too much information. And Don got me this cushion for hemorrhoids, and we turned it sideways so that it would hit that spot and there would be no pressure on my leg. And then I just podcasted in underwear, and nobody knew. You guys know my secret's out. Enlighten says, I met Penny on Red Pill. Oh, amazing what brings this family together. I agree. We love your spirit. We can relate to your great sense of humor. This is a great community. It is. I think we have the best chat anywhere. I just do. You guys are getting to know each other, and I just think that's so cool. And I love watching you guys talk back and forth to each other. It just warms my heart. You guys remember there was a time when, neighbors got together and they'd be standing out in the yard talking, or they'd come over and sit around and have coffee, and people just don't do that anymore. So I feel like we kind of have that together. I wish, you guys, I so want to do like a reunion, but it wouldn't be a reunion because we never had a first. Is it Shay 44? Hi, sweetheart. Ashley. Salty and Penny. I'm not running with him. He's a maniac. He's going to start screaming at, he's going to have, he'll have to run for president. Actually, I think he'd be funnier as press secretary. But he's going to have like an Abe statue on one side and a Lincoln statue on the other side, and he's going to be Abe and Lincoln, Washington. I'm sorry, and he's going to be, Abe. Can you believe? It's just crazy. But anyway, he did this kick, and I saw his naked leg, and I thought, son of a gun, he's not got pants on. So I sent him a Rumble rant, and sent him a tip, and I'm like, Nurse Penny here, please tell me you have pants, that you're not naked below the waist. RJ, a meet and greet. See, wouldn't that be fun? But I wouldn't even know how to do that, like how to set it up. I keep telling like my podcasting friends, we need to have like a big conference, not just, so there's different networks. There's LFA Network, there's Badlands Media, there's a couple others, probably more than a couple, but just off the top of my head. And they'll have things, but I thought, wouldn't it be fun to have, these different groups that we're all a part of, and have them get together and do something where people could meet and greet and hang out? Because I'm so plugged into your lives. Scott, I'm finally tuned in. Welcome, Scott. We're happy to have you. Salty was totally screaming about the people in his chat tonight that just don't get this border invasion. How do they not see? You guys, the cartel has put out a missive to shoot up grocery stores and malls. And they're wanting to go after these people who what is with this? They're wanting to go after people who cross the border without paying the fee to the cartel. Well, you don't think some innocent Americans are going to get plowed down in that process? They absolutely are. And it is a huge problem. We just don't have a functional border at all. If I try to cross over into Mexico, I'm going to get stopped. And that is for the safety of the people in the country. USMC Mom, just look up the Salty Cracker, and he's here on Rumble. And just prepare yourself for foul language because he's crazy. Ashley says, yes, I would love to meet everyone in person too. Ashley says maybe a way to figure out who is geographically close to each other. See, there used to be like Pete Santilli's up in Ohio, just not too far from me. Zach Red Pill used to be up in Ohio, not far, but he's now down in Florida. A bunch of them are down in Florida, but yeah, it would be cool if we could put something together. I would love to like be able to get my arms around you guys. Pamela. I have organized events for my clients 20 years. I'm yours to help if you want. I love you so much. Thank you for just being such a prayer warrior over me. It means the world to me. She's a good friend to have, you guys. We don't have a functional president. Scott makes a very wise point. Where I raised a Marine. Oh yeah, what am I thinking? Yeah, my son was in the Marines. Well, he has command of obscenities like nobody I've ever seen. Make America re again. Oh my gosh, you guys, the chat is popping. I love this. Okay, so I'm going to share some crazy stories with you. And you guys, if you're new here, we start at 8:30, but I know a lot of my folks come over from Salty's channel. So we try to go till 10:30, 11:30. Sometimes we go later. As long as the chat's engaged and people are having fun, I stay until I just can't stay anymore, or I lose my voice. I had a cranial nerve injury when I had my shoulder surgery last month, and so I'm having some issue with my voice box, but I'm doing okay. So I had a little trouble at our book club. Oh, and before I forget, we're supposed to do book club on Tuesday. We're reading Jonathan Cotton's The Return of the Gods. Don't worry about getting the book if you don't have it. Don't get in a big rush or anything because I read from it. And we do about 8 chapters, but I have a decent reading voice and it's people are enjoying it. We're getting really good numbers on that. But I forgot I'm seeing that like really, really good shoulder specialist to figure out what happened with this surgery. And I'm seeing him at 9:45 on Tuesday morning. So I'm thinking we'll move that to the afternoon and do it like maybe starting at 1 or 2. You guys, if you've got like a huge issue with that, let me know. But I think we'll just go with it. And if you can't watch, you'll catch it on replay. It is such a good book. Enlighten, are you enjoying it? I sure am. Okay, I'm going to read my first story to you. I'm going to try. I messed this up. I'm trying to learn how to use windows and tabs, and I'm not doing very well. I messed them all up tonight. I don't know what's open down here. Who knows? But we're going to start with this one, and I got to figure out. Hold on. We got to move this to a new window because move tab to another window. It's so funny. Tracy's like, you should just self-publish your book. She's so cute. I'm like, I can barely figure. I was like April years old when I learned that you could put everything in a window as opposed to having a million tabs across the top. You could put them into separate windows based on topic. Well, so I figured it out, right? I learned I could do that, but now I don't know how to find the windows. And then whatever I put there's I need a 10-year-old to help me. It's a sad state of affairs. You guys shouldn't take any advice from me. I am not right. Okay, hold on. I'm going to shrink this chat. Wait. I can do it. Just hang in there. I can do it. I promise. Can you tell I'm punchy tired? I have an Aunt Vivian and she would get like drunk on Pepsi. I mean, for real, like that wasn't just the story they told us kids. And she would fall out of her chair. It was the funniest thing when we were growing up. And so people are like, oh my gosh, don't let Viv have Pepsi. Okay, let me make this smaller. That's what she said. I feel bad because there's so many new people here. I'm just silly. Yes, please hit the like button. If you don't hit the like button, they rip the eyelashes out of puppies at the Humane Society. It's really sad. And they keep track. They're like, how many people were there and didn't hit like, and then they go after the puppies, the really cute, fluffy ones. I know, it's awful. I don't want that to happen. Especially at your hand. What the heck? Okay, so let me share this with you. This is where I'm going to get stuck. I don't know what happens if I hit stop screen. Present. Okay, I'm doing it. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm trying not to be, but I'm that tired. Okay, this is the one. Here we go. Oklahoma. I'm never going to get through these. Oklahoma police rushed to respond to. It's past your bedtime. Oh, a nap and coffee. No, I did a nap last week, and that did not go well for us. Oklahoma police rushed to respond to cries for help from a goat. This would totally happen to me. Sometimes a wrong call can really get your goat. Police in Enid, Oklahoma, at first walked slowly and cautiously through the grassy wooded area of a farm, seeking the source of faint cries in the distance. That's a person, one of the officers said to the other on a video that has been widely shared on Facebook by the police department in the city about 70 miles northwest of Oklahoma City. The distressing noise that sounded like human cries escalated as officers David Sneed and Neil Story, these poor guys, they're never going to get past the ribbing, began running to help who they thought was perhaps a person trapped under. These poor guys. That's a goat. It was a goat. From a long distance, it sounded like help. Sneed asked through laughter. The farmer said he had 2 male goats in the barn and he took one out and he wasn't happy, according to the police spokesman, Cass Rains. Now the town and the police department are enjoying the tale of the rescue that wasn't. All in all, the department wrote, you really can't say it was that bad. Okay, that's one. These get better and better as we go. I saved the really, oh wait, but we don't want to do that one just yet. I'm trying to keep it PG until about 9:30. No, can't do that one. Here we go. I'm waiting to see if that pops up or if I got to share it separate. Interesting. Okay, yep, I got to share it separate. Well, that's stupid. Who made that up? Present. Stop screen. That's crazy. Am I going to do that every time? Share screen. Guys, remember when I knew how to do this? Back in my day, we could just show pictures and photographs. 78-year-old bank heist suspect. This one's really cute. I probably would have had a hard time arresting her. A 78-year-old woman with 2 past bank robbery convictions faces new charges after authorities allege she handed a teller a note. No, that's not what it said. I'm not going to read that part yet. Bonnie Gooch. Her name is Bonnie Gooch, and she's a 78-year-old serial bank robber. What else was Bonnie Gooch going to grow up to be, right? I mean, it was going to be something like this. Bonnie Gooch is jailed on $25,000 bond after she was charged with 1 count of stealing or attempting to steal from a financial institution. Oh, that's a crime. They should tell people in Congress. In the holdup Wednesday in Pleasant Hill, the Kansas City Star reports no attorney is listed for her in online court records. I still want to represent Bonnie Gooch. She also was convicted of robbing a California bank in 1977 and one in Kansas City in Lee Summit. I used to live in Lee Summit. Oh my gosh. Her in 2020, her probation in the second heist ended in November 2021. Oh wow, she really can't be good, can she? She needs a hobby. Knitting. What do people that age do? Court documents filed in Cass County in the latest case said the robbery note demanded, here it goes, $13,000 in small bill, adding, thank you, sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. I think like she should get a measure of leniency for that. Surveillance video also captured her banging on the counter, asking the teller to hurry, right, because she's trying to rob a bank and she's 78. It's not like she's going to go sprinting out of there. So get that bag filled, toot sweet, missy. It's going to take me 5 minutes to get to my car. She smelled strongly of alcohol when officers stopped her less than 2 miles away with cash scattered on the car's floorboard. See, she shouldn't have been messy. It's just sad, Pleasant Hill. See, that's funny. I have a totally different perspective on that. Pleasant Hill Police Chief Tommy Wright said, adding that the suspect had no diagnosed ailments. Well, that's not sad. That's just, I mean, has she done anything worse than our own government? And I mean, what flair, right? she kind of tries to be tough and bangs on the counter and gets impatient, but in the note she says she's sorry and she didn't mean to scare the person. It doesn't say she had a weapon or anything. So and then she asked for this really really weird specific amount, $13,000. Like, she's thinking, man, that interest rate on that credit card just keeps going up and up. I'm never going to get out from under it paying the minimum. I need $13,000. And they kind of are like, they caught her less than 2 miles away. I'm like, no crap, she's 78. Like, how far? It probably took her 20 minutes to walk to her car. She spilled the money in the car. I mean, I just feel like Bonnie Gooch was having a bad day. Yeah, she's a serial bank robber, but it seems like they catch her every time, so she's not even good at it. Poor Bonnie Gooch. All right, next one. This one is hysterical. I don't know. I've been so focused on all of the nonsense that's going on in the world that I forgot about stupid people and how the calamities that befall them, and they're just so funny. And I feel like we don't give enough attention to the stupid people that aren't tearing the world up, that are just funny. Okay, here we go. Yes, that's what says dwarf bullfighting. And I thought we had to call them little people. Or do they? I know they call themselves dwarves. I'm not sure where I'm at. Yes, I am living on Social Security. I got disability when I got beat up by the patient. It is not easy. Of course, Don works, thank God, or where we wouldn't be able to make it. Dwarf bullfighting banned. I can't even say. The decision was applauded by disability rights groups. Why? I don't understand this. The dwarfs want to fight the bulls. Okay? Why do disability rights group, like, if I am a non-dwarf, which I am, and I'm allowed to fight a bull, why shouldn't they be allowed to fight a bull? The decision was applauded by disability rights groups, but condemned by the few surviving performers. I mean, come on. I'm 5'1", and I think it would be funny to watch me with these short little legs try to get away from a bull, right? This would be hysterical. I mean, have a sense of humor. I'm just amazed at how uptight people are. Spain's parliament on Thursday banned comic bullfighting events featuring dwarves dressed in costumes in a decision applauded by disability rights groups, but condemned. Don't they have the right? And they're not disabled. They're dwarves. Is that a disability? I don't think they consider themselves disabled. Maybe they do. I don't know. But condemned by the few surviving performers. Dwarves in Spain have long dressed as firefighters or clowns. Well, that's scary. To chase bulls without killing them at public spectacles designed to be humorous. The tradition stretches back decades. But look, I embrace my funniness, right? If I were a dwarf, I would so screw with people. I would probably fight bulls and I would do all kinds of stuff just to get a rise out of people. I get that from my dad. The tradition stretches back decades, but has declined in popularity. Well, Pamela, they need you. They need you to do some PR and get some people to watch the dwarf bull. Are they fighting or are they just running from them? I mean, that's funny. It says bullfighting. But then it says comic. So I think they're probably just trying to get away. I would pay money to watch that. I really would. It's better than anything I've seen on television lately. The law approved on Thursday brings Spain into line with European Union directives on discrimination against disabled people. I just don't understand how that's discrimination. We've overcome the Spain of the past, said Jesus Martin, the Director General of Spain's Royal Board on Disabilities, which advises social rights ministry that pushed the ban forward. They want to do it. How is this violating? Pretty Schmoo says it's a dwarf shortage. Look, people, what is that where you just jump off a building with a parachute on your back? Base jumping, is that base jumping? People tie cords to their feet and jump off high things. The dwarves ought to be allowed to fight the bulls. I am on the side of the dwarves, the few remaining dwarves on this. Dwarf shortage. That's still funny. I'm 4'11". They may mistake me for a bullfighter. Pamela, you are short. I thought we were closer in height. Have you seen this? News Florida man threw live gator in Wendy's drive-through window. Oh my gosh, no, but I need to look that one up. I do have a gator story, but it's not that one. Look at Lisa bringing the news. People with dwarfism were subjected to mockery in public squares in our country, passing down the idea that it's okay to laugh at differences. No, it's okay to laugh at humor, no matter who's doing it. To so many boys and girls who go with adults to see those shameful performances, that they were obviously enjoying it. And you know, I don't, everybody's got to be so damn serious all the time. Yes, I would be a great midget. I would not fight them. I would run. But I would run and like, if Don and I are playing something and I have to run, like we're playing kickball with the kids or whatever. If someone is chasing me, I can't stop laughing, which makes me a much slower runner, which is a bad thing because I'm also short. I have like a 27-inch inseam. I'm getting caught every time. A handful of the few remaining performers staged a protest in front of Parliament to express their condemnation of the ban. I think this is discrimination. If other people can fight bulls, they should be allowed to fight bulls. They take it for granted that people are being denigrated or laughed at, and it's the opposite. The respect they have for us is impressive. I'm sure it is. Just like any other performance, you know, grow up. Find something else to complain about. I'm so over it. I think very oh, my friend. Okay, hold on. I got to find this other screen now. Stop screen. I got to figure out where it's at because the ones that I have up here are for after 9:30. Oh, hell, it's 9:17. Put your kids to bed for Pete's sake. There's pennies on. It's fixing to get real. Okay, hold on. Present. Share screen. Yeah, I can hear my voice is already getting icky. It's the AP Oklahoma one. Nope, did that one. Hold on, let me close that. You just sit here. Third-party butthurt is real. It really is. I'm like, I don't know why you're offended for these people who are doing something that they enjoy. Like, find another thing to do. Okay, so this is AP News Germany. Hold on. There it is. All right, that took a minute, didn't it? Okay. Man rescued from woods after sex game goes awry. It's so funny because I have all these people here that watched my near-death experience this morning, and I am sure that they had no idea what they were walking into tonight. But, you know, you've got to laugh at ridiculous things. Otherwise, you'll snap. And I don't want you to snap. End up in jail, and we can't have fun hanging out anymore. Janik says the left-wing loonies can't let anyone. Right, that's it, you know. We got to cancel Mother and Father's Day and, you know, lest someone's feelings be hurt. It's just the whole thing's ridiculous. In Berlin, German police says a 51-year-old man who was left tied up in the woods when a sex game went awry had a lucky escape after a cyclist and hunter heard his screams for help. Police said the man, so is that one person? That's like a cyclist hunting? I don't know. Police said the man who was discovered fully dressed but firmly bound with ropes and pantyhose over his atop a deer hunting platform near the town of Buickburg late Wednesday. In a statement Friday, police said the man, see, this is the thing. You agree to do this thing. You're like, look, okay, I'll let you tie me to a tree. What was it? Put pantyhose over his head? Hold on. I got to get it right here. When he met, wait. Police said, yes, bound with ropes and pantyhose over his head atop a deer hunting platform. Like, did this guy not realize that what was going to happen here? Whoever tied him up didn't even bother getting him naked. So there was obviously nothing that was going to happen because once you're tied up, you can't get your clothes off. And at no point, like this guy's so like, yeah, you know, and it just did never occur to him, I guess, that, that they were just going to tie him up and leave him. I would have figured that out. I guess people should have higher standards, bloggerty schmoo. In a statement Friday, police said the man appeared to have been tied up by a woman he met online. First mistake. After she had done so, the woman received a phone call and fled the woods suddenly, leaving the man behind in a helpless state, right? Because you don't know when the girl you're hooking up with is going to have an emergency and leave you tied to a tree with pantyhose on your head. The 51-year-old told officers that he had a box cutter on him for such situations. Has this happened before? But seemed to have underestimated the woman's bondage skills because he was unable to reach the knife. Are you guys dying? The man was unharmed and refused to provide information about the woman's identity. Well, right, because, hopefully next time it'll go better and she won't run off. Police have opened an investigation of her on suspicion of failure to render assistance and possible deprivation of liberty. If I were this guy, I'm like, please, dear God, just let it die here. Don't tell anybody. I mean, it made the Associated Press. At least they didn't release his name. You best trust the person doing the tying up, right? And always have a plan B. Keep your if you know this is what you're going for, keep your knife where you can get to it. I feel like he did not do the appropriate planning for this activity at all. So it's his own fault, and I don't feel all that sorry for him. And as long as we're on to nudity in, what is that called? It's called apartment rental management. That's what we'll call it. And here we go. German court, naked landlord doesn't just justify lower rent. I think it depends on what the landlord looks like. A German court said Wednesday that a landlord sunbathing naked in the courtyard of his building wasn't a reason for his tenants to reduce their rental payments. The case involved a building in an upmarket residential district of Frankfurt, which included an office floor rented by a human resources company. The company withheld rent. Oh, so they're doing business there. They don't just live like in the apartments. The company withheld rent because it objected, among other things, to the landlord's naked sunbathing. So the landlord sued them. What the heck? Bondage Queen 48 got a call from Hubs and had to bounce. The Frankfurt State Court rejected the company's reasoning, finding that the usability of the rented property was not impaired by the plaintiff's sunning himself naked in the courtyard. How was it not? I mean, I'm assuming that if you're renting this property, you've got people coming in and out. I would think a naked guy might, hurt your business. It said in a statement that it couldn't see an inadmissible, deliberately improper effect on the property. Judges were ruling on an appeal against a lower court decision that went in the landlord's favor, and the tenant had only limited success overall. They found that the tenant had been entitled to reduce rental payments for 3 months only because of noisy construction in the neighborhood. Well, how did they get limited? He can't control the construction. This makes no sense. He can't control the construction in the neighborhood. He can control being on a fold-out lawn chair and having his flonger donger out for everybody to see. Nobody wants to see that. Stop it. It does sound like a Friends episode. It wasn't his knife. He might have to put that in my head. Meanwhile, in the property his wife owned, people were willing to pay more. Bloggerty Shmoo wins the comment section. That was great. She wins hour one. That was beautiful. The court said the spot where the landlord sunbathed could only be seen from the rented office by leaning far out the window. Well, right, but what if you left the office? It also said the tenant failed to prove that he took the stairs to the courtyard unclosed. I guess you should have got video of that. On the contrary, the plaintiff stated credibly that he always wore a bathrobe, which he only took off just before the sun lounger. All right, then. Which head... Oh, can I read that out loud? Oh, which head the guy that got tied to the tree was thinking with. Yeah, absolutely. It sounded like a good idea at the time. Isn't that what everybody says? I've had so many people in the ER with unexplainable, or let's not say unexplainable, things that they could not explain. And they would give me these explanations. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure that's how that got in there. Bloggerty Shmoo, that was such a smart comment. I love that one. I love that I got a room full of comedians in here. Okay, so now we're going to do this one, the dolphins. Hold on. Nope, not video file, for the love of Pete. Share screen. There we go. Okay. Oh, I guess I don't have to find those. I can just look at that there. That's actually good to know. Hello, Michelle. Let me shrink this so I can see the chat. Got to figure out how to make this. Tracy's going to help me. We're going to get this better yet. Yes, they always say they fell on something. Yeah, I just never buy the I fell on something. We had a guy come in wrapped in a tarp one time. And I'm like, he didn't have a towel or a blanket? Like, and supposedly he was at his house. Could you imagine the sunburn on your wing wang? Your wing wang. Hello, all Penny. I was just listening to your Beans NDE interview. Just finished. Thank you, Debbie. Worst ever was the onion they could not. Oh my gosh, RJ. The weird reason dolphins drink each other's pee. Don't you feel better that you're going to learn about this? I came in at an interesting time. Yeah, Michelle, we decided just to have a comedic night because we're all worn out with all of the news. And I did the NDE talk this morning, so I kind of had to have some comedic break. For dolphins, friendship, look how cute they are. They're so cute. When we went to Florida, I did a talk for the IONS group in Cocoa Beach. And we went down to Florida and we stayed in this Airbnb that was right on the Indian River. I think that's right. And there were we got to see dolphins. They'd like come right up to the dock, and manatee. It was the coolest thing ever. So glad I lived to see that. And I'm so glad I lived to see Arizona in September. I'd never been, it was so pretty. I expected it to be barren and it was not. It was great. There's a real cable show called Sex. I've actually seen that. It's, I always felt bad for patients that were having different issues like that, because it's so embarrassing. And I don't feel so bad for the people that get themselves in trouble, but there's other sexual dysfunction that can happen that's really embarrassing for people. Who is the actor with the gerbil? I do not know. You guys, wow, you guys are bringing a lot to the table here. Dolphins get to know their friends by tasting their pee, a new study finds. By sampling sips of each other's urine. We won't go there. Dolphins demonstrated a type of social recognition that begins with an exchange of whistles that are unique to specific individuals, much like human names. Scientists have long known that dolphins identify themselves using so-called signature whistles that are different for each dolphin, and that they address one another by imitating such whistles. But researchers were uncertain if this copying showed that dolphins associate signature whistles with individual identity or with a more general concept such as friend. Recently, scientists learned that not only do bottlenose dolphins demonstrate name recognition, they also replicate this recognition with taste. By tasting each other's urine and recognizing the source, the dolphins showed that they could keep track of dolphin identities using two types of sensory input. This means the animals could create and store a mental concept of other dolphins, according to the new study. How cool is that? I wouldn't want to do it. I think it's weird enough that, animals smell each other's butts. My animals do that. I'm like, you guys live together. Are you not familiar with the smell of the other animal's butt by now? Just stop. There's a real cable show. We got that one. Richard Gere. Oh my gosh, I could have lived a lifetime without knowing that. Yeah, Richard Gere apparently is the answer to the gerbil. There was a dolphin at the electric company in the bay. His name was Beggar, and he was always drunk. Were people giving the dolphin alcohol? That doesn't seem wise. What if he's like an angry drunk? What kind of dolphin could probably put a hurting on you? Beggar the dolphin was a mean dolphin. There you go, an angry drunk. Hurt lots of people trying to swim with him. Never heard of an a-hole dolphin. What do you expect? He was drunk. Oh, RJ, that's him. Yeah, I wouldn't call that cool. Yeah, that's kind of messed up. But animals have their ways, and thank goodness they're not our ways. He loved beer. He was an angry drunk. Wow. I got to save that one for last because that one is so good. Okay, stop screen. Present. We did that one. Oh, wait, let's close that. I try to close them as I go, or I forget what I've done and what I haven't. I'm getting old, you guys. Here we go. Okay, this one's interesting. Look at all the crap that's been going on that we don't get to hear about because they're trying to kill us with news. Or make the news. Isn't that what? Yeah, Brian Stelter. It's our job to make the news. You're a boob. What the heck? You get an F in journalism, I've decided. Okay, after a Chinese zoo covered up a leopard escape, 100 chickens are searching for the big cat. What the heck? Is this great? Chinese officials are hunting for an escaped leopard in the outskirts, and I don't know how old these are, of Hangzhou. This one, I think most of them were from this year. Well, except for that one. This one's been found. In the outskirts of Hangzhou in eastern China over 3 weeks after it escaped from a safari park, hunters have used many methods to find the elusive big cat, including deploying a small army of drones and releasing 100 live chickens as bait. I feel so bad for these chickens because this is like clinical vaccine trials, right? They don't tell you how bad it's going to be. They're like, oh yes, you want to help science. And I'm sure that's what they said to these chickens. They were like, look, this is a scientific endeavor. We are going to see if chickens can cause other animals to come closer by. And they don't mention that it's a leopard. And the chickens are like, yeah, absolutely. Open the gate. We want to be free range chickens. Yes, we want to be free range. We're going to be free range organic chickens. Open the door. We're in. It's a yes for us. And they have no idea. Nobody told them. Hunters have used many methods, including, the drones and the chickens. The leopard was one of 3 that escaped from Hangzhou Safari Park, around 12 miles from the city, while their enclosure was being cleaned. You had one job, Bob. You had one job. Lock the gate. I guess it wouldn't be Bob. It'd be like, I can't think of a Chinese name, Xi or whatever. Officials captured the first leopard after shooting it with a tranquilizer dart. And on May 8th, they caught the second one, which had injuries to its hind leg. Oh, because the third leopard is still on the leopard, not leper, is still on the lepers are running. They're like, my skin. No, that was a different story. Local residents near the park have been warned to stay indoors for their own safety. You think? Chinese officials issued a mass text message to local residents. Leopard tracks have been discovered near mountain villages. Police are searching. Everyone, please securely close doors and windows and do not go out. Kind of like COVID, right? We'll tell you when you can come out. There's leopards. That'll be the next thing. Don't go outside your house. We've released the chickens. The leopards have escaped. It's going to take 2 weeks max to catch this guy. Yeah, that's what's going to happen to us. They don't look very worried or armed for leopard searchers. Officials have deployed 1,700 personnel, including dog handlers. It's just like catching a dog. You've got that long pole that's got the little loop at the end. Just put it around his neck and they're going to get it, much like the chickens are, to find the final leopard, and have released 990 drones. These people have a lot of drones, as well as a pilot in a powered parachute. That's a bad idea. Cats love to catch flying things. Well, maybe he's bait. He doesn't know either. I think this is going to go really badly for everyone involved except for the Chinese government. So they're searching. They got a light aircraft that consists of parafoil with motor and wheels. They're going to disable that to search from the skies, according to the Washington Post. Infrared motion sensors have also been set up. Don't you think, like, if you're a Chinese person, you're thinking to yourself, do I really trust the person who's packed this parachute? They are trying to lure a leopard with chickens. That's not working. And now I've got a parachute packed by the government. That leopard would have to go free. The large-scale operation has been going for only a few days because the safari park initially covered up the escape. What? China did that? No. In an attempt to maintain visitor numbers over the May 1st Labor Day holiday. You've got 3 leopards on the loose. They cover it up so it doesn't hurt tourism, as though getting eaten by a leopard is not going to hurt tourism. During over which 97,000 people visited the park, you guys. Oh my gosh. Police launched an investigation after the public reported a large number of leopard sightings. Yeah, I'm sure. There was widespread public outrage toward the park after the news of the escaped leopards broke, and 5 individuals have been arrested in connection with the escape and cover-up. Yeah, you're never going to see them again. A happy outcome. That's who they should have used for bait. A happy outcome for the final leopard is becoming increasingly unlikely as it never learned to hunt. Oh, yeah, it's going to have to. I mean, I think it'll know how to hunt once it gets hungry, and then those chickens are toast. The search produced nothing due to the leopard being vegetarian. As a last resort, the authorities are trying a large ball of wool. We should just write our own satire. And I'll read that to you. I wrote some satire the other day. I love to write. RJ says, did you hear about the chicken that was Oh my gosh, you're gone. There you are. How on earth? Okay. Did you hear about the chicken that was traumatized by something and got crazy PTSD? Seriously, it took forever for it to recover. I don't know what that word is. It wound up helping out another animal a few years later that suffered from PTSD too. It was a great story. I gave the traumatized by I'm trying to think what that might say. RJ, fix that so we know what you're saying, because that sounds interesting. Those workers are non-organ donors. Gosh, you guys. Predator. Okay, that's my bad. I should have been able to figure that one out. Okay, hold on. We got to get this. Where did it go? Oh my gosh. Wait, you know what? It's easier just to do it down here. Present. Stop screen. Oh, there it is. I found it. Okay. I've got the windows all messed up. This is China after all. Yeah, I'm not arguing. You make a very good point. Okay, we got the Chinese zoo. Can't do that one yet. Yeah, here we go. Crap, now I got to find it up here. Okay. A Cape Cod diver was just swallowed and spit out by a humpback whale. That's a story to tell your grandkids. For 30 to 40, son of a gun. For 30 to 40 seconds, Michael Packard struggled to escape the whale's mouth and wondered if he would be swallowed whole. You know, I got to think you're taking stock of your spiritual life when you get home after this. Look at him. He's doing great. Good job, buddy. In this story, a man was swallowed by a whale. And no, it didn't take place in the pages of the Old Testament to a man named Jonah. It happened to a lobster diver named Michael Packard off the coast of Provincetown, Massachusetts. When did this happen? This was in 2021. News we missed while COVID was being beaten into our heads. In this story, I read that. Packard had set off early in the morning on Friday, June 11th to dive for lobsters with his fishing partner, Josiah Mayo. After a disappointing first haul, Packard dove under the water to try again just before 8 a.m. You should never get up that early. But as he scoured the sandy bottom of Herring Beach Cove, something suddenly struck him from behind. All of a sudden, I felt this huge shove, and the next thing I knew, it was completely black. Wow. From the surface, Mayo watched as Packard's air bubbles suddenly vanished, but he couldn't have possibly guessed what had happened to his partner below the waves. A humpback whale had accidentally swallowed Packard in one huge gulp. I mean, that is as bad a day as you can have. I mean, other than if the leopard catches you. Everything went dark, Packard said. I was like, oh my God, did I just get bit by a shark? Then I felt around and I realized there was no teeth, and I had felt really no great pain. And then I realized, oh my God, I'm in a whale's mouth. I'm in a whale's mouth and he's trying to swallow me. That is just crazy. For a terrifying stretch of 30 to 40 seconds, Packard struggled in the darkness. Questions raced through his head. He still had his breathing apparatus on. Would he be stuck in the whale's mouth until he ran out of air? What would happen to his wife and teenage children? What a story. Oh my gosh. I thought to myself, okay, this is it. I'm going to die. And I thought about my kids and my wife. There was no getting out of there. He recalled that he could feel the whale squeezing the muscles of its mouth. Oh my gosh. But then the whale started to shake its head. Packard felt himself zoom toward the surface, and like that, he was free. Oh my gosh. You just, I mean, there's nothing's going to top that. From their ship, Mayo saw a burst of white water. Then he spotted Packard soaring through the air. A charter boat captain named Joe Francis saw the same thing. I saw Mike come flying out of the water, feet first with his flippers on, and land back in the water, Francis said. He jumped aboard Mayo's boat and helped pull Packard out of the water. I was inside it. I was inside its mouth, Packard gasped once they had him aboard. It tried to eat me. Yeah, it did, brother. Although Mayo worried that his fishing partner had suffered broken bones or an embolism, which can happen when a diver surfaces too quickly. Because it took him down in the water, or it got him down deep and then shot him out. Packard miraculously survived with few injuries. That's in part because whales aren't generally aggressive toward humans. I mean, other than swallowing them whole. The whale who swallowed Packard likely did so by accident. Yeah, that's what he's telling everybody. It's okay, come in the water. That first time was an accident. No, I'm not falling for it. They do what we call gulp feeding, and they can open their mouths up really wide. When they do that, they don't necessarily see everything. So maybe he just got shot out, I guess. Yeah. So he's not going to quit diving. What a boss this guy is, right? Okay, hold on. I got to read your comments. Oh, wow. Slow down, my friends here. Did you hear about the chick? Oh, yeah, we did that one. 3,600. RJ says 3,600 interactions between beggar and humans. Oh, beggar's the dolphin. Up to 70 per hour. Wow. 169 attempts to feed him. 520 different food items. Everything from shrimp and squid to beer, hot dogs, and fruit. 120. Yeah, I don't think you should feed him. 121 attempts to touch him, resulting in 9 bites to the humans doing the petting. Compared to the other wild dolphins we studied, Beggar was not a healthy dolphin. Well, yeah, with a diet like that. Yeah, I bet his nickname's Jonah. I wonder if he came out the blue. Oh, we'll have to give him hour 2. That was pretty good. I don't blame it. Those Cape Cod guys can be really strange. Yeah, I bet. Nellie Zach, hi, sweetheart. I was one of your early fans during COVID. Yes, I remember. I still tune into your lives when I can. I volunteer with a cat rescue on weekends and also take care of an outdoor seniors cat colony. Cats can sometimes get sick with this disease called FIP. It is pretty much deadly without treatment. Oh, interesting. We've got these outdoor, well, they're not really feral. They're friendly. The one was kind of feral, but we've kind of got her warmed up. But they've got worms, and they're not my cats. And I went up to buy the worm stuff to, you'd squirt it like between their shoulder blades. And it was going to be $40 per cat. And I think I have to buy it every 3 months or something. I was wondering if I could just buy it for a heavier animal and give them each half. Because that's expensive for cats that aren't mine. But, they're going to get fleas. They've already got worms. It's just, it hurts my heart. I'm not sure what to do about that. If you guys have advice, you let me know. All right, let's get this next one. And, let me pop that off there. Percent. And here we go. This one's from 2021. A coworker burnt popcorn in the microwave. It caught fire. He panicked. Threw flaming microwave out the window. Fire department came. His nickname became Popcorn. It was the first day on the job. Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay, that's what I was thinking. Get a big dose, break it up. If you don't press the like, oh, here we go. If you don't press the like button, a drunk dolphin will eat an innocent leopard. You guys, come on. Don't be monsters. I told them earlier that if they didn't press the like button, the Humane Society rips the eyelashes out of puppies one at a time. It's terrible. I mean, we're doing what we can to prevent this, but, we need your help. Only you can stop puppy eyelashes from being ripped out. London YouTuber claims to have been abducted by aliens and fallen in love with one of them. Isn't that the lady? That's the lady that's always got her boobs out. We saw her in a movie the other day. Who does she look like, guys? She always plays kind of this ditzy person. Dang, I can't think of what, but I'm hoping you guys see it too, and you'll know who she looks like. Popcorn was mortified. Sick of men on earth, London actress Abby Bela says that she hopes to normalize interspecies dating. Is that her? To find her soulmate, London actress Abby Bela, and yet another nutball, I know, shocking, right? Looked to the sky. She claims that she fell for an alien after it swept her into its UFO and right off her feet. I'm glad to know that no. Gosh, I wish I could remember that movie. I can kind of see what you're saying though. I'll have to text Don and ask him. I mean, we just watched something recently that she was in. Bored by the pandemic and unimpressed by the offerings on Earth, Bela explained that she joked online about wanting an alien to abduct her. Before long, she began to have dreams of a white light. Uh-oh, I've been there. And then on May 31st, Bela said she heard a voice in her dream. It commanded her to wait in the usual spot. Bela had never heard the voice before, and yet she says she knew what it meant. The next evening, maybe don't mix your alcohol with your antidepressants. The next evening, I sat next to my open window, Bela said. She waited and began to fall asleep around 12:15 a.m. A flying saucer swept into view. Before Bela knew it, she wasn't in her bedroom any longer. There was a bright green beam which transported me to the UFO. Most might be alarmed by such a turn of events, but not Bela. I'm one of those people who all my life had weird encounters. I can respect that. Nevertheless, Bela soon found herself where very few humans claim to have ever gone, in the belly of a flying saucer. In Bella's telling, she encountered 5 aliens in the UFO. They were tall and slender, but Bela couldn't make out their true forms. I couldn't see them clearly, and they telepathically, this is sounding like my near-death experience. I think she swiped it. Telepathically said, I'm not ready to see them in their true form, Bela claimed. But from what I could see, they had a slight green hue and big black eyes with human features such as eyebrows. Really? As a sketch Bela drew for Cater's News, the aliens have round faces and snake-like gaze. Bela described them as having big eyes with irises. Irises? Just that? But Bela wasn't frightened. On the contrary, she was love-struck. That's the reaction. I guess they didn't do the probing. That's kind of ruins the... You just can't do that on a first date and get a second date, right? There was one who connected with me, she gushed, describing the feeling as being in love times 100. I didn't get his name, but I felt exactly the same. However, the star-crossed lovers faced a few hurdles. For one, the alien told her that dating a human was taboo. I wonder if Trump raped her too. However, the star-crossed lovers faced a few hurdles. Oh, I read that part. Although he was willing to break the rules. For another, Bela wasn't sure that she wanted to leave planet Earth and never look back. Well, I'm sure the aliens had never seen boobs up close like that, because they don't strike me as being particularly curvy. He said, I had to consent to go with them, but I didn't want to say yes in case they took... they mean? Is Bela trans? I have no idea what's going on with that. Say yes in case they took me forever. So sadly, Bela left the UFO after just 20 minutes, and back on Earth, she bemoaned the gaping differences between aliens and Earthmen. I can hear Bloggerty Schmoo. I can smell the smoke churning in her brain. She bemoaned the gaping differences between aliens and Earthmen. Aliens offer an extra quality of care. Men on Earth just tell lies and have double standards. Some, Bela noted, might be squeamish about Earthling-alien relationships, but they just haven't considered interspecies dating. She hopes to be a pioneer in this field and normalize interplanetary love. Although many have raised an eyebrow, she's hardly alone in claiming an alien encounter. Right. But this is like an alien encounter that illegal alien. Yeah. Was putting dewormer in the food. A feral cat wound up deworming. Yeah, I have to watch that the cats eat all the food. I give them just a little bit, so I'm sure they get it all in. Because I found some like herbal kind, like you're talking about. She's stealing Simon Park's story. Simon Parks. He bred with an insectoid and has a child. Really? How do you guys know this stuff? Anyway, it goes into the other encounters. I was just interested in hers. It's not love. It's sex. Aliens have... Jennifer Coolidge. No, shoot. Let's text Don. He'll know. Here, we'll just call him. It's always fun to have Don on the show, right? I like him. He's my hot tamale. Watch him not answer.
Hey, babe.
Are you naked?
Yeah, I'm trying to sleep.
We're supposed to say yes. Hey, who's the big boobed blonde lady that always plays a bimbo? We just saw her in something recently.
Yeah, I know. She's what's is it Stifler's mom? She's obnoxious. I don't like her anymore.
I know, but there's a lady. I'm reading the story about this lady who says she got abducted by aliens. Bloggerty Schmoo says aliens have 3 schlongs, and I don't know that we have.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know that there's evidence of that. This sounds like a fake study to me. Everybody says hi to you.
Well, hi, folks. I am sleeping. I was sleeping, so.
I'm sorry, babe.
Yeah. Oh,
I didn't expect you to answer yes to the first question, so there's that.
Oh.
So
well,
she's.
Don't ask. Don't ask.
I figured you'd know I was still doing my show and you would lie. What's wrong with you?
I never know with you. I mean, it's like, all right. Let me look up this lady's.
But you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I do. I can't stand her because she always plays a bimbo. It's
yeah.
The only part.
And her boobs are out in every movie she's in. I'm like, is there no shirt that will cover those things? They're like magical.
Ridiculous lips, It's just
yes. She's got the filled lips and rubbish. Yeah. Those aliens were invented by Washington Irving in 1805. The Men on the Moon. Jennifer Coolidge is Stifler's mom. Oh, is that her?
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, I think
who won?
It, yeah.
Michelle wins hour 2. For trivia, not I mean we've got multiple categories her. You can win.
That's her.
Michelle says hi.
Yeah, Jennifer Coolidge.
Jennifer Coolidge. Yeah, that's okay. That's
I came up with Stifler's mom. So
yeah, that was good. So didn't you guys think she looked like her? That's all I needed, babe. Go ahead and be naked and go back to sleep.
You're so weird.
I'll join you shortly.
She was better years ago, and now she's just got one part she plays.
I want to say she used to be on a TV show.
Yeah, probably so. Let's see.
Miss Debbie says
television.
Yes, look, they're still clamped. 3 broke girls.
2 broke girls.
2 broke. Those were young girls.
Yes. Yeah. No. But
did she play someone's mom or something?
Oh yes. I think she played a Russian. I think.
Michelle's excited. Woo! I win. You guys don't tell her she doesn't get anything. Patty says they're still waiting. They're waiting for an all music show, Don.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he says that. Do you guys have your all music show? You've been waiting since Christmas.
Yeah.
Who was she on Friends?
Do you know what? She dated Chris Kattan.
Who's Chris Kattan?
It's that little squirrely guy that played Mongo on Saturday Night Live. He's just a little.
The bug-eyed guy?
I mean, he's I don't know. He was on the night of the Roxbury. Anyway, yeah. Oh,
really?
Yeah.
It's funny. He's not aged in my brain at all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, from SNL. Look, they're totally following. We've got to get a phone rigged up as a camera and have Don sit second chair sometime, because he's delightful to have on, as you guys know.
I think so.
I like you.
Oh, that's a very good thing.
You can't be making eyes at me the whole show and running your foot up my leg, pervert. Okay, go back to sleep. I'm sorry I woke you up. All right, love you, babe.
Love you.
Bye. Isn't he adorable? I like him so much. You're on live TV calling someone the bug-eyed guy. Well, you know who I'm talking about. There's the guy that's on Saturday Night Live. like now, and he always strikes me as looking very young, but he's got kind of those protruding eyes like people with hyperthyroidism have, and he's real thin. Can't think of who he is. Okay, so here's the next one. Hold on, let me get this page rolled up so I can see it. Where is my cursor? There it is. Oh yeah, this guy's a mental heavyweight. Well, he's not anymore. What is that? Stop that. Okay, present, share screen, and this is Reuters. I hate that it went this way for him, but what are you going to do? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, right? Florida man searching lake for frisbees, killed by alligator. Look, when we went to Cocoa Beach, I didn't get in any public waters. I'm like, look, I don't know where the alligators are. I don't know where the sharks are. But if anybody is going to get bitten by either one, it's going to be me. If you know my history, you know that's true. And Don's like, that's silly. And I'm like, well, you think, but I got bit by a spider that laid eggs in my leg. And when I showed it to the doctor, this huge wound, she ran her thumb over it, and these little spots, just tons of them, came running out in a cloud over my leg. I thought they were going for the lady bits. I'm beating the spiders. I jump over this little sweet Puerto Rican doctor. She's killing them on the table. She gets the magnifying glass down, and they've got 8 legs. And we never did figure out what they were. But I mean, I had a serious wound that required months and months of antibiotics. And I had been putting a shrub in for my mom, and that they had bought from some guy on the side of a road. Don't ever buy side of the road shrubs. And like right where your panties meet the inside of your leg, like where that tendon is, that's where it bit me. And I thought it was a chigger or something. We just moved to Kentucky. I figured they had weird bugs here. And within 3 days, yeah, it was bad. It was bad. I was so creeped out for so long. And then it wasn't long after that, I was in a store and I accidentally stepped on a spider, and babies went running out of it. Have you guys ever done that? That's some creepy crap. He's smitten with you. It's adorable. He really is. We're very well suited to each other. Lisa, you'll have to, I think it's our Christmas show he's on with me, and he's just delightful. He's not able to go for 3 hours on the show though. Where he works so many hours. Frisbees are an endangered species. Okay, here we go. There it is. The mutilated, when is this one? This was June 1st of 2022. Yeah. Oh yeah, I did freak out. I was very upset that I was at UK hospital at the doctor's office when it happened, and they sent it off to be analyzed, and then they lost it. And so we never found out what they were. A big brown spider had hundreds. That's what it was like. And they were like little dots. If you took a pencil and put a dot on a piece of paper, they were that size, like a very sharp pencil. It was, I mean, I didn't have like an open sore or anything. I felt something bite me, and it swelled within hours. It looked bad. But by the time it happened on a Friday, by the time I got to the doctor Monday, the wound was probably about that big. I mean, it was almost halfway down my thigh. Go back to my link before we get too far from the Coolidge story. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Admits affair. Okay, hold on. Copy. Stop that. We'll just open it and open link and tab. Okay, let's just do that one since it's open here. Continue to check out. Oh, it won't let me look at it. It says I have to subscribe, which I'm not going to do. Doggone it. That stinks. Okay. Sorry. That's the one, right? Yeah, that's it. Holden McGroin, welcome to the chat, my friend. How are you? Lisa, I love that it shows that he's smitten. We're just really well matched. I still like him. And I think that's a big thing. Love's a commitment. Likes harder to have. Is that a different link? Because I couldn't open the first one. Sorry, I didn't mean to jostle the chat like that. Let me try it again. Wait. I'm great. How about you? I'm tired because I did an early show. I was on the Uncover DC show this morning. Uncover DC channel with Tracy Beans and Frank. Hold on, copy link address. There we go. Paste. Okay, nope, it won't let me open it. No DPM, don't open it. Claims he fathered a child with an alien. You know, at this point, I don't know that I would be surprised. These people are crazy. Okay, Florida man searching lake for frisbees, killed by alligator. Hold on. So I've got this thing, guys, that they gave me when I had my surgery. Oh my gosh, hold on. And if I run the air conditioning down here in the RV where I've got my studio, you're not going to be able to hear me. So we got this clever idea. I'm going to show you guys this thing. It's called a polar ice. And so this like wraps around your shoulder, and this, you put 4 frozen water bottles in the little square machine, and then water, and then you close it up, and then it circulates cold air through here. And so since we couldn't have the noise of the air conditioning, Don came up, Don was like, I'll carry this down and we'll do this. And it's working well. I'm froze to death. Hold on. I'm going to shift it because my back is freezing. But it's nice because, it's freaking cold. And yeah, you can't open it either. Okay. Sorry. I should just have it on my shoulder. Poor shoulder. Okay. Florida man searching lake for frisbees, killed by alligator. The mutilated body of a man by an alligator was found at the edge of a Florida lake. The victim was... Who wrote this sentence? This is in Reuters. The mutilated body of a man killed by an alligator. I got to take a breath. The mutilated body of a man killed by an alligator was found at the edge of a Florida lake the victim was known for wading into. Despite posted warnings to collect lost frisbees to resell them, officials said on Wednesday. Is that the worst run-on sentence ever? I am so unimpressed by what I see in print these days. What is thing called? It's called a polar... Is it polar ice? Polar... It's great. And it'll run 3 or 4 hours and stay cold. Polar ice machine. Here we go. Yep, that's it. It's $158, but you probably could pick up one on eBay or something cheaper. It's by Breg, B-R-E-G, and it's called Polar Care Cube System with wrap-on pads, and I'll show you what it looks like. Yeah, I hope that helps you. So I showed you the pad, and then that's what the machine looks like. So you lift this top off, you pull the handle up, you lift the top off, and then you put 4 frozen water bottles in it, and then fill it to the line with water, and it'll stay cold for 3 or 4 hours. Because I had to keep ice on for a full 48 hours after my surgery, like nonstop. Here you go. I'll show you the whole thing here. And it's got different wraps. Of course, mine just came with the shoulder, but I could easily use that for a knee or low back. Can you see it? I hope you can see it. All right. But yeah, it's made by Breg, B-R-E-G. There's a bigger picture of the pad. So yeah, if you've got something you've got to ice, you got kids that are playing sports that, have frequent injuries, it's a great thing to have around because, as long as you have your shirt on, it's generally enough. Okay, yeah. Holder McGroin says they have them on Miss Mingledorf, your English teacher, just rolled over in her grave. We had Miss Thomas for creative writing. I love that woman. But anyway, Holden McGroin says they have them on Amazon. The hot flash machine, exactly. That's what I've taken this thing camping. Okay, we're back to this. So he's looking for frisbees. Why would you do that? Yes. It's called the Polar Pack? Yeah, that's probably it. I think it's the Polar Ice Machine, but that's what I looked for anyway. The man, identified as Sean Thomas McGinnis, 47, and described by police as a transient, became the first human alligator fatality documented in Florida since 2019. When was this article? 2022. Yeah, I guess that's a pretty good little stretch, said Paul Kazi, Pinellas County Director of Parks and Conservation. The man's corpse with one arm ripped off was discovered on Tuesday morning by a person walking a dog along the shoreline of 53-acre reservoir in John S. Taylor Park in Largo, Florida. Although the medical examiner is yet to determine an official cause of death, I'm sure we have one by now, Kazi said there was little doubt how McGinnis met his fate and that wildlife trappers had already removed 2 alligators deemed to be possible culprits. Well, I mean, alligators are just doing what do they get like a taste for human? And they like, we like, what is that movie? The other guys, we like lion. Lion tastes good. When the tuna are going to go get the lion. If you've not seen that movie, it's really good. At this time, detectives believe the victim was looking for frisbees in the water, and a gator is believed to be involved in the death. It said he was found within a few feet of a disc in the water. Either that or he was having a friendly game of, frisbee with the alligator. Things didn't go well. The alligator lost. It got ugly, and then somebody lost an arm. Kazi said the man was known to frequent the park and wade into the lake in the defiance of no swimming signs in order to retrieve frisbees lost from an adjacent disc golf course, then sell them to park visitors as a way to keep a few dollars in his pocket. McGinnis had been warned by park rangers previously to stay out of the lake and was threatened with trespassing. Another man doing the same thing was bitten in the face, by an alligator a couple of years ago, but survived. I bet he's a mess. In the latest incident, McGinnis apparently entered the water around dawn, which Kazi described as prime time for alligator activity. Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe he's homeless and he can't Google. The attack also occurred in the midst of mating season for the... Okay. All you smart Alex in the chat, just don't go there. I can already see this devolving. Janik says we taste like chicken to them. Oh no. Okay, let me try that again. I can see the wheels turning in you guys. You'd be good. Entered the water around dawn, and Kazi described as a prime time for alligator activity. The attack also occurred in the midst of mating season for the reptiles. I should have read this all the way through, during which male alligators are more territorial and aggressive than normal, less likely to want to play frisbee, I suppose. McGinnis acknowledged that proximity of the disc golf course to the edge of the lake, blah, 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 the guy got eaten. That's just so sad. Hold on, I got to make sure. This Rumble chat, I can't see. Bragg Polar Pack, yeah. There were 5 alligator deaths in Florida in 2018. Wow. They're terrified of humans until the humans feed them. Well, I would think so. Then they lose their fear and eat people. Right. See, here's the thing. A human holding food, I would think, to an alligator is like stuffing inside of a turkey to us. They're like, oh, wow, cool. A piece of bread with a human wrapped around it. I mean, this seems like a no-brainer to me, but maybe I'm wrong. They find people. Yeah, I got that one. The first bite was a gator bite across the chest of a grown man. Oh my gosh. It seems commonly to be connected to walking a small dog. Yeah, no, I have seen that. And if they attack a human, yeah, be careful down there, Ashley. Here you're in alligator country now, and sharks. Another reason not to own a small dog. I am not a fan of yippy dogs. We've got neighbors that have yippy dogs, and they just go on and on and on. Just kidding. You were only kidding a little. I'm not judging. Okay, so there's the Florida guy. Will this let me look at the other one? No, of course not. Okay, here we go. The next one. We might only go till 10:30 tonight. I'm just giddy tired, apparently. At least I could kind of keep it together at the beginning. I was just drunk tired. You guys always give me energy. Okay, so this one is Russian woman who gave her doppelganger poison cheesecake just received a 21-year sentence. This was this year in April. Victoria Nasarova's history painted a deeply disturbing image that included murder, international arrest warrants, and, of course, poison. Of course. New York City court sentenced a Russian woman to 21 years in jail for attempted murder, assault, and other charges after poisoning her. Look, do you see the writing here? The New York court sentenced a Russian woman to 21 years in jail for attempted murder, assault, and other charges after poisoning her doppelganger. The way that's written is the participles dangling, I believe that's the mistake, and it looks like the New York court poisoned the doppelganger with a drug-laced cheesecake in an effort to steal her identity. The woman behind the crime, I mean, at least she put it in cheesecake. She's not all bad. The woman behind the crime, Victoria Nasarova, is a Russian national and known con woman who's been accused of various robberies and murder. Put her in jail. She resided in Brooklyn at the time of the crime in 2016. It occurred when Nasarova scheduled an eyelash appointment. You know how sketchy those can get. I mean, I would think a wax would be more dangerous, and I mean a southern wax, not an eyebrow wax. When Nasarova scheduled an eyelash appointment with Olga, however you say that, a Ukrainian beautician. Oh, here we go. War playing out in the eyelash salon. And a friend who bore a striking resemblance to her. According to court documents, Nasarova picked up a cheesecake from a local bakery and laced a piece. See, she kept some for herself. I would too. With the Russian tranquilizer phenazepam. During her appointment, Nasarova ate 2 pieces of cheesecake. Two pieces of cheesecake before giving a third tainted piece. Well, look at her, fatty. She eats 2 pieces. Oh, I guess like so the lady wouldn't think anything was wrong with it, maybe. Minutes later, the lady became extremely ill. Yikes. She was violently vomiting, floating in and out of consciousness. And wow, how much stuff did she put? Usually it takes at least 15 minutes to start digesting in the stomach. And became terrified there was something seriously wrong with her. While she lay unconscious, Nasarova prowled through the home and stole her passport, $4,000, work authorization card, and other belongings. She then staged the scene as a suicide, scattering the remaining phenazepam pills around her body. The next day, a friend discovered the lady in her bedroom and rushed her to the hospital. She was dangerously close to a heart attack. Bless her heart. After recovering from her ordeal, she reported the poisoning to the police, and investigators were able to locate the cheesecake container and extract Nasarova's DNA. That's good police work. With the evidence stacked against her, police arrested her in 2017 and held her until trial this year. So Olga is the one that got poisoned. She's on the right. And Nasarova is the crazy-eyed looking one. They always have those crazy eyes, don't they? During the trial, the lady relived the horrifying experience and described the effect it had on her. I would spend hours crying myself to sleep, thinking about what happened to me. Bless her heart. She told the judge that the experience left her unable to sleep for months and made her terrified to step out of her home. Well, yeah, because they didn't catch the lady immediately. She constantly lived in fear that Nasarova would come back and finish the job. It was an easy thing to gain the trust of another person and then take everything from that person, she said. It was easy for her to steal. It was easy for her to kill. God gave me life when Victoria Nasarova tried to end my life. Look at her and all her gratitude. I love that. Alongside these statements, the judge heard stories about the other lady's background. In 2014, she left Russia after allegedly murdering her neighbor, Alla Alexenko, and stealing her life savings. Interpol released a red notice for her arrest following this event. She allegedly conned men out of thousands of dollars as a dominatrix. I bet she's the lady that tied the guy up from earlier in the podcast to the tree and put the pantyhose over his head and left him. What do you want to bet? And an escort, sometimes using poison to accomplish the task. Good night. Ruben Borikov, 54, told jurors during Nasarova's trial that the accused drugged him on a date. When he regained consciousness, he discovered he was missing his watch. $2,600 had been charged to his American Express. He is not very nice. With these facts, the court was quick to find Nasarova guilty of attempted murder and robbery, gave her 21 years, and they plan to deport her to Russia after she serves her sentence. Deport her now. Why should we pay to support her for all these years? Deport her, make her fight in the war. I don't care what you do with her, but I don't think we should pay for it. The circumstances that were shown at trial demonstrate that the defendant had an unthinkable type of premeditation. She never cared for her victim, and she also never had any remorse for what she did. Her response to the verdict was F you. Wow, she's charming, huh? With a guilty verdict and the reassurance that she would not be able to harm anyone else, both victims and attorneys rejoiced. A ruthless and calculating con artist is going to prison for a long time for trying to murder her way to personal profit and gain. Wow, that's crazy. You just never know. I bet that guy in the woods that got tied up. Yeah, her eyes were super scary. Didn't you think so? He's so smitten with you. Yeah, people are something, aren't they? That evil in her eyes is chilling. I know, I could feel it too. I bet she doesn't eat oh man, I don't think I'd eat cheesecake anymore. Me either. Well, but she didn't even get to eat the cheesecake. She ate it and then started throwing up. I couldn't defend someone like that. Send her to Guantanamo Bay. Yeah, I mean, this lady's nuts. If she gets out, she's going to do it again. She's that level of crazy. All right, let me pull this one over here. This is the last one, and it's 10:15. We're going to have to talk about some other stuff. Okay, let's close that. Present. Sure. Oh, I'll read you guys the satire I wrote. Don't let me forget about that. You guys will enjoy that. Share. She had 2 good bites, and the third put her down. Yeah, while the other lady wolfed down 2 pieces of cheesecake. Feed her to the whale. There you go. Or the leopard. We needed leopard bait. Man from... Okay, you guys, just bear with me here. Again, your kid should be in bed. Man from dildo discovers iceberg shaped like giant penis. I mean, come on. It doesn't get any better than that. There's not many. There it is. I'm sure you guys could have found this without my search. I don't know why I say the things I say sometimes. Yeah, that was really right. And press the like button, or you'll be forced to marry Jennifer Coolidge. You guys, nobody wants. And Bloggerty Schmood is not issuing these ultimatums, but you're forcing her to it. Okay, more on penises. Oh my gosh. This iceberg, you guys, the writing on this is so funny. This iceberg could cold cock the Titanic. I mean, come on. That's in Canada, says Michelle. Ken Pretty, a photographer from the Canadian town of Dildo, is it Dildo? Is it really Dildo? Has gone viral for capturing the hunk of ice that bears an unmistakable resemblance to a giant erect penis. We cover everything on this show, you guys. Look at all the science you're learning. There was no chilling shrinkage for this formidable phallus. I'm not going to be able to get through this, which measures an impressive 30 feet and also features a pair of gargantuan gonads. Pretty noticed, his name is Pretty. Pretty noticed the Bonerberg as he flew his drone off the coast of Newfoundland in an area known appropriately as Conception Bay. I mean, come on. You can't make this stuff up. It's really Dildo. Wow. Wow. Just wow. I'm sure it was named long before that was a thing. We're all going to hell together. Only in Newfoundland, he told the outlet, laughing. The resemblance is, it's good, right? It's unreal how much it looks like the part of the male anatomy, Pretty said. The lensman told The Guardian, looking from the land, it wasn't quite clear, but once I got the drone out there, it was unreal how much it looked like, well, and that was just the tip of the iceberg. I can hear Bloggerty Schmoo's wheels turning. Sent you a DM. I don't do any DMs on Facebook. You'll have to email me. And it's in the description. And that was just the tip of the iceberg. As expected, stop it. As expected, the well-endowed monolith proved to be quite an icebreaker in social media, where women dubbed it Dickieberg. Like iced penis. I mean, come on, we can get more creative than that. Makes you wonder who comes up with this stuff. Holden McGroin, I figured you'd written it. It's blue. Maybe it needs oxygen. It's been erect longer than 3 hours, so they probably need to go to the ER. That name is definitely stuck. Frozen stiff. Yes, that's great. I thought cold water made them shrink. Another said, unfortunately, the big dick didn't last long. It collapsed a day after. Pretty snapped the image that made the waves across the globe. In the spring, icebergs float from the north into Newfoundland and Labrador waters, where tourists and residents eagerly await their arrival. Yeah, I bet they do. You guys are dying. Pete Davidson, yes, that's who it is. Look at Laura Huffmaster with the answer. That's probably the biggest news in Newfoundland in a long time. Best place in the world for this. Oh my gosh. Do you guys remember the porn starfish? We had that one up, what, 2 or 3 weeks ago. What else were they calling it? The porn starfish and the oh, I can't remember. They had really clever names for it. Rumble issued me this name when I signed up. I don't believe that. Lies, all lies. Horny whale swimming. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's over. I just can't do it. PJ says, where was this again? Asking for a friend. Janik says, I haven't laughed this hard or long. Oh. I'm loving it. It died of priapism. Oh my gosh. You see why I saved it for the end, right? And then this ended up not being the end. I love it when this happens. What was it that got me that one night? Somebody said something. Well, I think Wolf got me one night with the Poseidon's kiss. So Wolf was in here and he was telling me, I said that I've never been so good at math as I was the day that I sat down to go to the bathroom in the ladies' restroom and the auto flush went off and splashed me. And I was immediately trying to calculate how many bacteria had splashed up onto my lady bits. And Wolf told us that that's called Poseidon's kiss. Who names that? It's been erect for over 4 hours. That's what I said. They're going to need a procedure for this. There's occlusion for sure. Holder McGroin says, honest to God. We are a bunch of stupid middle schoolers. Oh my gosh. The Newfoundland. And there was something else that happened one night and I did not. Oh, you know what it was? Brandy's here from Beans. There was, or unless Brandy is Beans, people have these covert names. There was this, what was it that got me going? I was trying to read a name. And so it was M CCKUCH. And everybody was kind of having this side conversation in the chat. They weren't really paying attention to what I was saying, but I didn't know that. So I assumed everybody heard it when I said it. And so I'm like, how do you say that name? McCouch, McCuck, McCooch. And as soon as I said McCooch, it was over. I could not get it together. And everybody's like, what? What did she say? And I'm trying to say it. And so I think I typed it, that I was trying to say what that person's name was. And it ended up being McCooch. And I'm telling you guys, we had to go to a video. I could not, it was so bad. And then, of course, people they know they can get me going. So people like to do that in the chat to see if they can get me all torn up. It was so funny. McCooch, I know, right? So now we got iceberg penis and McCooch. I mean, it's the perfect night. We get some wine in here, we're going to be in trouble. Okay, according to the Canadian Ice Service, more than 200 icebergs have been spotted off the coast of Newfoundland alone as of last week, and this is an older article. If the trend holds up, we should see them for May and June too. Pretty noted, the name of the hometown adds to the hilarity. It's all in good fun. Everyone worried about the cost of living these days, he told The Guardian. But if this berg can put a smile on people's face, it's worth it. Yeah, I agree with him. That's great. That's great. I just love it. So I've heard Benadryl will help icebergs that are frozen for more than 4 hours. Yeah, there's this disorder that people get, and it's like persistent arousal disorder, and they just keep having the big O over and over again. And while that sounds like it might be fun, after a while, not so much. And that's treated with Benadryl. What's funny is that sometimes an antihistamine can cause that. It doesn't happen much. Don't you hate, oh gosh, look at Laura. She's coming in with something good, I could tell. Don't you hate when Poseidon's kiss happens? I do. I do the same thing you do. I just start calculating what kind of ickiness just violated me, right? I'm like, because if it's bacteria can move. Viruses can't. But a bacteria like E. coli, it's got little spikes in it, and it can actually crawl up the urethra and give you a urinary tract infection. So yeah, I worry more about bacteria than viruses for sure. Put a smile on I wonder what's under the water below that thing. I'm a little scared. Whatever it is, it's huge. It's huge. That's crazy. Okay, so I'm going to read. Oh, that horse isn't having it. Oh, it bit her. It pulled her hair. Did you guys see that? That's one mean horse. It's like that mean dolphin. Oh, poor lady. Look at that thing. Equine jerks. All right. Okay, so let me find this. You guys, I love you all so much. You just don't even know. I was feeling kind of just worn out tonight, and so it's great that you guys are so funny. It really helps me. Okay. Okay. Okay, so just pretend I'm a news person, because I write these like skits in my brain, and sometimes I actually put them on paper. She was in his personal space. She was. Yeah, I mean, I would not put a wild animal behind me. The royal horses are a-holes. Yeah, I mean, is that like normally true, I guess? Richard Gere was the one with the gerbil. Yeah, Monica, I think that's right. It was Richard Gere. I think that's what everybody said. What the heck, you guys? Okay, so pretend I'm a news person. I don't know what this crap is I usually do, but pretend I'm a serious news person today. In an official statement from the FBI, we learned that Dr. Fauci has been transformed into a pillar of salt. A full investigation is underway. This is a phenomenon that hasn't taken place since ancient biblical times. There's no evidence this was in any way related to the 100% safe and effective COVID vaccines he received. The military informed us that Dr. Fauci's salt pillar metamorphosis was an act of terrorism. Yes, a terroristic attack levied by a man in a Viking helmet and gaudy face paint. The man gained access to Dr. Fauci via an elaborate balloon-type object that he navigated over the NIH, and more specifically, I lost my spot, over Dr. Fauci's private office. Dr. Fauci was in his office, seated in a large Corinthian leather chair, having his daily snack of fetal stem cells and lipid nanoparticles when the attack took place. We enlisted the help of DARPA and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez to determine how the horned Viking man was able to transform the NIH director into a 4-foot tower of sodium chloride. We found Ms. Cortez to be the perfect candidate for this type of scientific investigation and based our selection on her extensive qualifications. First, I think we can all agree that her experience as a professional bartender uniquely qualifies her to address the complex chemical phenomena that led to Dr. Fauci's pillar of salt transformation, or as the New York Times is calling it, Saltgate. As a bartender, Ms. Cortez worked extensively with salt, often using a complex technique that allowed the small granules of salt to cling to the surface rims of glassware. She engaged in the systematic production of complex formulas, which called for the specific combining of elements such as alcohols, fruit extracts, and hardened water, commonly known as ice. The results of her experiments were tested time and time again via randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled trials involving groups of rowdy volunteers. These experiments yielded an astounding 95% efficacy. Efficacy was measured by a complicated formula in which X represents the number of ingested concoctions, and Y represents the number of identifiable symptoms of intoxication. As impressive as her scientific results were, we felt the need to further vet her ability to investigate strange anomalies, such as the one that took Dr. Fauci from us. When we learned of her incredible discovery of an unknown device secretly implanted beneath her sink, well, we knew we had the right person for the job. Ms. Cortez took it upon herself to investigate this mechanism, which we have now confirmed was installed by Russian operatives. Even though she faced great danger from this incendiary device, she was not deterred. Without regard for her own personal safety, she investigated the device and also managed to capture its activity on film. This footage proved essential in our efforts to track down the Russians to stop their aggression toward Ms. Cortez, and then just insert the sound of a garbage disposal in there. If you guys don't know that story, just Google AOC and garbage disposal. As Americans watched in horror, AOC bravely toggled a switch, causing the device to spring to life with a roar. It ferociously devoured vegan table scraps and hardened bits of cannabis brownies with a loud mechanical churning. Thankfully, she was able to deactivate the device without harm to herself or others. I'm sure you will agree it's this kind of observational genius that is essential in times like these, and that she is indeed the most qualified person to investigate Saltgate. We will bring you more details as they become available. I wonder if the guy on the horse was enjoying that. Yeah, he didn't seem to be trying to rein the horse in at all, did he? Laura says, Corinthian leather. I love it. Said in Ricardo Montalban's smooth voice. He does have a smooth voice, doesn't he? I heard somebody the other day Tracy Beans was on the show called, is it Pegs? That guy's got a great voice. Like, he could read recipe books to me and I'd consider cooking. Pegs. Is that what is? Do you guys know who I'm talking about? Oh, I'm glad you liked it, RJ. Yeah, I've got some decent satire in there. I do a lot of writing. I don't put a lot of it out, but I do a lot of writing. Thank you, Lisa Jex. So tell me about your week. What is the best thing that happened to you this week? And it doesn't have to be a huge thing. I just want to know what your high points were in the week. I'm very glad you loved it. I worked to create AI images of Dr. Fauci as a pillar of salt. So I think I'm going to make a video out of that for fun, and we'll see if we can't get that thing to go viral. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? All right, where is the rest of Rumble? There you guys are. I found you. I'm going to go down here and make sure we don't have any comments. Poor Miss Debbie got stuck last week in the comment section and couldn't find the Rumble Rants. And we had to get her straightened out, bless her heart. Salty was totally screaming about the people in his chat tonight. Oh, that just don't get this border invasion. Was he upset or was he just doing his normal screaming? Because, you know, he's very excitable. Good night. We got a busy chat tonight. I love that. I love that. Joe Pegs. Yes, Debbie. That's good. I never heard of him. And he's on some network. I can't remember. Oh, shoot. I don't know. Tracy sent me the link for it. Benedict Cumberbatch could read me my rights with his voice. Is he the one that played no. Who's the guy that played Wesley in The Princess Bride? AOC is a weirdo. She is so strange. She strikes me as somebody that's going to be like E. Jean Carroll when she gets old, because she's always, you know, like she's always on sexual harassment, that people are trying to rape her or stalk her, and supposedly she had a rapist and a stalker. She won't turn in either one. I don't know. She doesn't strike me as somebody I believe. Today, 2 guys from Home Depot, says RJ, came to talk windows with me. One had biceps that were huge. The other had the deepest voice. I thanked them for bringing their gifts, and we all laughed. AOC has some crazy eyes. Absolutely. She is a drama queen. Carrie, really? That's the person's name? Carrie Elwes? Is that right? Elves? I would have never guessed that. The one that plays Wesley. Because the girl's like was married to that I made a couple gallons of peach brandy. Hey, nice. Did you drink them all yourself, or you just have them ready for this weekend? Who is that? She's married. She was married to Sean Penn, Robin Wright Penn. I know. I'm not a big fan of peach, but I do like brandy. My cousin's grandmother, so my aunt's mother-in-law, was Polish, and when there were a couple of times that we went over with my cousins to her house, and like she was a cook. She had a catering business. She catered my our other grandma's funeral. I'm sorry. And anyway, my mom, every time my mom would take us over there and go to pick us up, and it would be all of us. So my 3 cousins, me and my brother, and my mom would take us over there, and when she'd, you know, warn us that we'd better be good. And so she'd leave and she'd come back and we'd all be taking a nap in the living room. And so my mom's like, you got them to take a nap? She's like, oh yes, Dolly. She calls everybody Dolly. Dolly, they were so good. No problem. No problem. So one day my mom's cleaning out the cupboards and she's, you know, going to wash down the shelves and everything. And she pulls out this shot glass and I'm like, oh, you have the little Kool-Aid glasses. And she's like, what? I said, you have the little Kool-Aid glasses that Grandma Stella has. She puts the warm Kool-Aid in it. And she heats the Kool-Aid? I'm like, I don't know. I just know it's really warm when it goes down. And so she was giving us all apricot brandy, and that's why we were sleeping. So, of course, we were good. I don't know if that's like an old country kind of thing, or, you know, do they do that in Poland to calm their children? I don't know. Yeah, I bet it's very strong. I do like a good brandy, though. I haven't had one in a long time. No, she complains that people don't want to stalk her. Yeah, well, she thinks Elon wants to date her. She's just crazy. She supposedly had a stalker, but she won't turn him in because she said they didn't. No, she won't turn the rapist in because she said when she went to the police about the stalker that they weren't helpful about it. Fresh vanilla beans in vodka. Let sit, turning occasionally for a few months. I don't know if I like vodka. I'm more like a mixed drink kind of girl. I don't drink much. But like we went out the other night and I had a daiquiri or something. I love Long Island iced teas. And it's so funny because if you give me 2 ounces of wine and if you give me 4 ounces of wine, you're going to have to help me get to the car. But I can drink there's a place here that has Long Island iced teas that are so strong that they'll only let you buy 2. I can drink 2 and I am totally fine. I guess it has something to do with your gut bacteria. But wine, oh my gosh, it totally destroys me. Yeah, I bet I would like that. I'm a big fan of vanilla. I'm just trying. What's in a Bahama Mama? Is that rum? That was the first time I ever got drunk. Um, so I had this friend named Randy, a female, and this other friend named Liza, and we had gone over to their house, and her mom was going bowling, and our moms thought her mom was going to be there. So I get there. Liza and Randy have already been there for a while, and they had gone across to the Circle K. I know. They'd gone across to the Circle K, and there were a bunch of older guys there, and they told them they were having a party. And the guy asked if they wanted to come. I thought we were just having a sleepover. I didn't know. So they're like, yeah, we stopped, and these guys were talking to us, and they said, we told them we were having a party, and they said they're going to come and they're going to bring alcohol. And I'm thinking, I mean, I'd never drank or anything. I was maybe a sophomore. And I'm like, I don't think this is a good idea. We're going to have boys in the house that we don't know, and your mom's gone, and she's going to be back after bowling, and maybe we shouldn't do this. I'm all nervous. They're all for it, right? So these guys get there and they start making Bahama Mamas. And it was so fruity, I didn't realize, like, I thought if something was really strong with alcohol that it would be hard to drink it, but these were real easy to drink. And so I had one or two, and oh my gosh, it just felt terrible. I was spinny. But Liza had, I don't know how much Liza drank. Liza ended up in the shower with all of her clothes on, and then we had to save her from this guy named Prelay. That was really his name. So we end up calling our friend Preston, and we couldn't, there were so many people there, we couldn't get him out of the house. Somebody had fallen down the stairs and put their foot through the wall. So we'd hung a picture there, and then somebody had puked in the living room, and we cleaned that up and we moved the couch over the spot. And then Preston got all the people out and got all the trash out and left. And Randy's mom and you know, people puke at alcohol, you're not getting that smell out of the rug. And she's like, what happened here tonight? And like, oh, we just moved the living room around. Do you like it? And of course, you know, I think she went out to check the trash or something, and all the alcohol bottles were out there. Debbie says she did the same thing at Chi-Chi's in her 20s. PJ says white rum, coconut rum, grenadine, cherry juice, lemon juice, OJ. That's what's in a Bahama. Boy, that does sound good. I've never had a Mai Tai. Make a pina colada, put a scoop of vanilla ice cream. Yes, that sounds amazing. AOC, if you're watching, I'd rather swallow barbed wire, pull it out my ass, and floss my teeth with it. Oh my gosh, that's so elaborate. You're going to be a hoot when you get old. You're going to be 70 in the nursing home. People are going to love it. So I think I don't know if I've told this story or not. After my son was born, I got my sister to keep him overnight, and my husband took me out. So let's see, I had David when I was 23. So David was born in May, and this is August 4th, right? And we go out with our friends, John and Kara. So this is my first husband. We go out with John and Kara, and we're at this bar. I think the bar was called Quincy Magoo's in Topeka, Kansas. And so I ordered a buttery nipple. And if you order it as a drink, they put half and half in it. It's so good. It's kind of like a White Russian. But I ordered that, and I would take a couple sips of it, and then we would go out and dance, you know, me and Kara and whoever else. And I would come back and I would think, gosh, I feel like I drank more of the drink than that. Maybe I didn't. And so it was just weird, because every time I would come back, somebody was buying me a new drink and I didn't know. I'm one of those people that is good until I'm not, and then it kind of hits me all at once. Like even with medicines, I'm like that. So she makes you just want to slap her. I agree. So I'm not realizing how many drinks I've had, and it doesn't take a lot for me anyway. I don't tolerate, other than Long Island iced teas, I don't tolerate alcohol very well. And it hits me all at once. And so I tell Kara, I said, I have to go to the bathroom. And so she goes to the bathroom with me, and I'm feeling sick. And the floor just feels like it does this. And so I'm walking kind of sideways, and I'm like, oh my gosh, the floor in here is really slanted. And she's like, no, it's just you. So I get sick, you know, we get me all cleaned up. We go back out, And they say, let's go get something to eat. You need some food. So there was a pizza place right near there. And we go to this pizza place, and they had an aquarium. Hi, AJ. They had an aquarium, and there was it was filled with water, and there was a shot glass in it. And if you could land a quarter in the shot glass, they'd give you a free slice of pizza. Well, my coordination was incredible, and I was landing it every time. And we ate so much pizza, we finally switched to Cokes, and we were drinking Cokes. So we're leaving. It's August 4th, it's my birthday, or that weekend, probably thereabouts. And my ex-husband and I are in the back seat of the car, and John, our friend John's driving, and Kara's in the front seat. Well, I get hot, and I'm nursing a baby. So not at the time. And, of course I didn't nurse the baby till the alcohol was out of my system, of course. But, you just get kind of these hot flashes because your hormones are weird. And normally it's when I would have been nursing the baby. And so my shirt's now wet, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. And it's just so hot in here. It's so hot. And I'm drunk and whiny. And I'm like, I just got to get this bra off. Oh my gosh, I'm just going to die. I pull the bra off, and it goes out the window. Well, these police car lights start going off behind us, and everybody's like, don't say anything. Just shut up. Don't say anything. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's my bra. That's a nursing bra. They're so expensive. And the cop comes up, and he's got his little club thing, and he's got the bra hanging on the edge of it. And he's like, is everybody okay in here? And I was so excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, you brought my bra. Thank you so much. That's a nursing bra. They're so expensive. And he's like, really? Why would they be any more expensive than regular bras? And how is a nursing bra any different than a regular bra? And I'm like, oh, I'll show you. So I grab the cup and I flip it. So the top, he's like, oh my gosh, all bras should be like that, right? So of course nobody gets ticketed because John wasn't drinking. And they get home. Well, we live on the 3rd floor in this apartment building. And so John and my husband, who I try not to say his name, not because I don't want to say his name, but just because for his own privacy. AJ loves the stories. Oh my gosh. They walk me up to the apartment because apparently it was going to take 2 people to do it. And I woke up the next morning, and there is a trail of my clothing from the door through the living room, down the hall to the bedroom. And I'm like, why is my shirt by the front door? And so he tells me the story. And I said, did John see me naked? And he's like it hardly matters. And then I remembered. So when I was in labor with my oldest son, he was there, and my husband was there, and he was visiting with my husband. Well, my husband went to go get something to drink. I can't remember what the story was, but he left for a little bit, and John was there. Well, the nursing shift changed, and the nurse that came in just assumed he was my husband. And I was in agony and forgot that he was even down there. So he's sitting down at the bottom of the bed, like watching a TV, and she checks me, right, to see how far dilated I am. And so then she says, it shouldn't be too long now, Dad. She's to a 5. And I poke my head up, and it's not my husband, it's John. And I'm like, oh crap, John saw my hoo-ha. So then the baby's born. I have a C-section. The baby's born. And John comes back to the room, after I'm all cleaned up and everything, just to see how I'm doing. And he walks in when I'm nursing. So I'm like, okay, what part of me haven't you seen? Well, then 2 months later, we go out on this drinking expedition, and, I throw my bra out the window. The rest is history. I remember Chi-Chi's. Chi-Chi's used to be a great place. They had a really good chimichanga. I think I was about 18. We lived in Texas, and there was one there. So I can't remember if you could drink at 18 in Texas. I know when I lived in Louisiana, you could drink at 18. But I'm guessing that's probably changed by now if you want highway funding. RJ says, Isaac's mom, yeah, AOC makes you want to slap her. I agree. I just feel like somebody needs to shake some sense into her with her fake accent. And I went to a wine tasting, says RJ, where they put like a thimble full of wine in your glass and you move on. I figured 17 thimbles wouldn't affect me. That's how I got messed up on wine at, I think we were at the Olive Garden, and this lady kept bringing me she brought me a Merlot and a Malbec. Can't remember what else. But I thought you had to drink all the alcohol that they brought you, or it would be rude, because they're giving you free wine to taste. And so she's bringing like 3 ounces, and I'm drinking them, and I was okay till I wasn't. Um, he's a very close friend. I'd say you know him intimately. Wait, what? I went to a wine tasting where they put like a thimbleful of wine in your glass. I missed something. He's a very close friend. Oh, John. Yes, yes, yes. I got it. Chi-Chi's are a drink. Oh, no, no. Yeah, Chi-Chi's does mean titties. But remember, Chi-Chi's was a restaurant. It was a Mexican restaurant. You guys remember Chi-Chi's, don't you? That was what it was called, I think. Okay, so Debbie was drinking Chi-Chi's, which are also known as titties in Spanish, and they are pineapple, coconut, and I think rum. Looks like milk. Yeah, it's like half a Bahama Mama. Um, I mean, sounds like the good half of a Bahama Mama for sure. Um, you guys, you miss Bonanza the show? When you mentioned him seeing you breastfeed, says Michelle, it reminded me of the story of the woman who slapped you in the face. No, she slapped me in the arm chest area with her big pendulous boob. Who slapped someone with their boob? I'll tell you what. See, AJ remembers Chi-Chi's. Spanish, huh? It is. I think, look, let's look it up. We will be sure, because we don't want to say it if it's wrong. Google Translate. I should have assigned this job to somebody. Okay, Spanish. Don won't teach me. Don speaks pretty decent Spanish. His mom was from Argentina and spoke Portuguese and Spanish. What could the S's be any further down the list? That's like scrolling for my year of birth. Okay, Chi. Apparently, Chi-Chi in Spanish means Chi-Chi in English. Okay, let's try this. Titty in English. Okay, come on. Put English at the top. Surely you know you've tracked me everywhere else. You can't figure out it won't tell me. Oh, all right. That's not cool. We should be able to look up bad words. I drank them in Hawaii in the enlisted club when I worked on base. Oh, okay. I wanted to open, RJ says, a fish restaurant called Snatches when you're itching for crabs. Oh my gosh. That's like Jacob saying that the booby hatch should be a strip club. At 13, he came up with that one. It's slang. Yeah, we should be able to look up slang. Look at all the crap that's in the dictionary that's not a real definition. We should be able to look up slang. Oh, the restaurant bonanza. Yeah, I remember that. There was a place in Michigan where we lived, and it was called The Forge. And that was a good restaurant. And then there was a place that mom and dad used to take us, and it had a big buffet that was really good, like Heritage House or something like that. I don't know if that was it. And we had, for fish and chips, we had a place called Arthur Treacher's. Do you guys remember Arthur Treacher's? It was so good. First last. Hi, honey. Welcome. And yes, back then I was told Chi-Chi's meant boobs. When I went to high school in Texas, that's what the Hispanic kids called them. I couldn't believe the audacity. I had to clutch my pearls. You're so cute. Apparently, the new Spanish warships are being built with glass bottoms. This is so the new Spanish Navy can get a really good look at the old Spanish Navy. Oh my God. Bad form. That's a penalty. I got to get some buttons. That's a penalty. No, that wasn't it. Heritage House had the worst. Really? Okay, let's look up. I got to see. I think I have to find the page before I can do it. Heritage House. Restaurant. I guess we'll put in 1975. Restaurant. I just want to see a picture of it. 19. We'll say 80. That's not it. The Hope Heritage House? That's not it, is it, guys? Apparently. Oh, yeah, I've got that one. Okay, hold on. Share screen. Heritage House. Share. Let me minimize this so that I can still see the chat. Oh, I can't see the chat because it's over here. There we go. But my chat's gone. Hold on. Pop up chat. I love that they've got that new feature where I can pop out the chat. Okay, then we can take this down. Okay. Chat. Come on. Just while I'm doing this, you guys make sure that you hit the like button. If you don't hit the like button, there's a side effect of anal seepage and I want to say uncontrollable sneezing that arrive together. And I've got no protocol for that. So you're definitely want to hit the hitting the like button is 100% safe and effective, and it will protect you from anal seepage and explosive diarrhea, fits of sneezing, that sort of thing. So you definitely want to do that. Hi, Roy Rad. I haven't seen you in forever, my friend. Heritage House was the first buffet I ever heard of, but only the corn and fried chicken were good. Yeah, we always got the chicken. The Grand Teton Mountains, literally big tit mountains, makes sense if you've ever seen them. The sneezing causes stress incontinence too. I know if you've had a couple of babies, you feel the pain there. Anal seepage today. Well, I mean, we've had a couple different things. Earlier, I think like in the first hour, if you didn't hit the like button, then the PETA or the Humane Society would rip the eyelashes out of puppies one at a time. And then what was the other one? Bloggerty Shmoo had one. I mean, if you don't hit the like button, you could be impaled with the penis iceberg, and nobody wants that. You're not going to be right after that. You're never going to walk straight. I can't believe I said that out loud. Don's going to give me hell for that. Wait, what was the last penalty? Bloggerty Shmoo, help me out. Anyway, we try to come up with creative penalties for not hitting the like button. And it's not us that enforces these penalties. It's Rumble. So I'm just trying to protect you guys because that's the kind of person I am. Don't forget that bear traps will be placed next to the beds of orphans. Oh my gosh, you guys, think of the orphans. Think of the orphans. Hit the like button for the orphans. Nobody wants that. On an anvil, or an anvil will swallow. Yes, that could have happened last week, that an anvil could fall on a sweet old Methodist lady. Nobody wants that. I don't care how you feel about religion. You don't want to cause a traumatic brain injury in a Methodist lady, especially an old one. Chi-Chi in Spanish is not the northern region of the female anatomy. FYI, Google. I'm telling you, that's what they call them. It's slang, but I've heard it many times from Spanish-speaking people. And Don's pretty familiar with all of the slang for boobies. Like I didn't realize how much slang there was for boobies. Pitbullosauria rex. Pfft, there's a name. Hi, Penny. I'm also here. Back to you, my friend. Well, 57 likes and 75 watching. Catching something you can't wash off is a good motivator for the tummy. It's so funny because it used to be the things that you could get from not wrapping your package were pretty treatable, and now, I mean, it's like Eddie Murphy said, what's going to happen next? You're just going to stick it in and explode. Me ben Mexican chichis are bobies. Are you meaning to say muy bien? Mexican chichis are bobies? I copied Mexican chichis are boobies. Yeah, for sure. I copy and pasted what I found regarding chichi. Oh, yeah, I couldn't find it either. I looked it up too, but I know they say that. Okay, wait. Now, where were we, guys? We're on busy. This is important stuff here. We got to find images of the Heritage House. It's a long white building, if I'm remembering this right. That's what we always called them. I actually have every blood in my veins. I was raised Mexican. Okay. Images. That's it. I don't remember it being 2-story like that. Do you guys remember that? That's not it. I know. Why is this important? Why do I need to know? I want to know. I used to eat there as a kid. Oh, let's do this. Michigan. It was in Southgate, maybe? It's from Michigan. Who remembers Heritage House? Tag your friends. Holden McCoy's laughing. Not hitting the thummy button could cause you to develop Ebola-like symptoms, and you may crack out and bleed. Oh, wow. That's terrible. And I've also heard that people who don't hit the like button are more prone to getting bitten by spiders and having the spiders lay eggs in them. Yeah. Or getting tapeworms in the ears. It's really bad. You guys don't want that. Damn you, Rumble, for imposing these harsh penalties on people. Thought it might be a charity, but it used to be. Yeah, RJ says it's a terrible buffet, but I was a kid. What does a kid know about good food? This was it. Talk much, Penny? No, not at all. How do you just open it, for the love of God? No, I don't want to stop it. Shizang's Heritage. Where is this? Heritage House, the restaurant known for its fine food, historic atmosphere. Broad Street. What city? It won't let me open it. Oh, that makes me so mad. Heritage House was terrible. Maybe you just went to a bad one. I remember it being, the chicken was really good. Do you guys have favorite buffets from when you were a kid? We don't go to them now. Every time I go to one, I get sick. Cheese sanding. Huh. Lost in Michigan, Heritage House. I just remember it being a long white building. Don't you guys? Do you remember it being so 2-story? What would they do upstairs in it? Well, let's learn more. Old Country Buffet. Yeah, what do we have here? We've got it's not a Ponderosa. I just think they're all the same. And I've seen what little kids do at the buffet line, and just no, thank you at all. What was that one? Satan pulls wings off baby angels. Yes, that was the other one. Y'all convinced me I hit the like button. We just need to, it's fear. It's fear. Hell and brimstone will come. If you don't hit the like button, AOC will haunt your dreams. Oh my gosh. If you don't hit the like button, you have to take a 12-hour road trip with AOC. That's cruel and unusual. Golden Corral. That's what we've got here, Debbie. Golden Corral. And one must hit like on Rumble, YouTube, and Facebook to avoid such carnage. Also good to follow all the chats. Wow. PJ got it going on there. Patty's killing it. If you don't press the like button, AOC will become the next president. You guys, can you even imagine? I know some high school kids that I would trust more. Okay, so this was built in 1907. They emigrated from Northampton, England to Buffalo, New York. Purchased 1,500 acres. Is this a restaurant or not? Okay, that was a total bait and switch, you jerks. We're never going to know. I live in Las Vegas. So many great buffets. Really? Yeah, I guess there would be. But the kids, the things I've seen kids. I saw a kid one time at, what was the one you said? Golden Corral. I saw a kid one time at the Golden Corral walk up with his fingers in his nose and then stick them into that chocolate fountain thing. That's it. I'm done. A like button is a vote for Penny for president. Oh my gosh, you guys, I would never be elected president. They would look at my past and be like, yeah. What's funny is, with my sordid past, I wouldn't be able to win, but the people that are there are like secret, really horrible crooks. I don't have a shady past at all, but everybody's got something. The thing is it doesn't even have to be much. I think that's why good people don't run. Because something they're going to take out of context about you or your family, and nobody wants that. And that's sad, because people just won't run. Old Country Buffet is now called Hometown in St. Louis. Really, really. I've been to St. Louis once. We went up in the arch. And I'm scared of heights. I don't know why I did this. But if you've never been in the arch, you basically get into a bucket that's covered with some people you don't know. For us, it was a German couple that was fighting. And Germans have their language sounds very harsh. And so you're in this metal bucket, they're shouting at each other. Like they didn't even mind that we were in there. And it was me and my husband, and we had the two little ones with us at the time. The kids were babies. And so we clink up to the top. It stops for like 15 minutes. I don't know what was going on there. Then we get up to the top, and my son, who's just, I don't know, 4 or 5, something like that, maybe 3 or 4, crawls up onto, there's kind of this like inclined ledge that goes to the window, and he climbed up on that, and I nearly passed out. I mean, everything started spinning, and I just sit on the floor the whole time we were in there. And at the ride down, I was like, oh my gosh, we have to go back down in that thing. It was terrifying. I don't know why I did it. Roy Rat says, when I went to Academy in Little Rock, we had to eat Golden Corral exclusively for lunch and dinner for 8 weeks. Yeah, my stomach would be exactly what you're saying. I just get sick every time I eat there. With my past, I will be voted king of the universe by Biden standards. I mean, could it be any worse? I don't think it will. If you don't press the like button, all your teeth will fall out except for one, so you can still get an abscess. Oh, wow. That would be bad. It should be one in the front, like just one snaggletooth hanging down. Like, I won't disparage any poor people in Appalachia, but you know where I'm going with that. Golden colon. I don't think that's far off, you guys. It's like my brother loves White Castle. Only people with a colonic death wish are eating at White Castle. I will never understand the appeal of that restaurant. I can't, and we loved it as kids. It's like baby food meat made into a hamburger with 3 teaspoons of salt in it. I don't know how anybody does it. All right, guys, it's 11. I'm going to end for tonight because I am beat because I did that early interview. If you did not catch me this morning, I was on Uncover DC channel with Tracy Beans, Beans, on the Light to Dark podcast. Dark to light, light to dark, dark to light. But if you search Tracy Beans, Beans, you'll find it. And we talked about my near-death experience, and it was cool because I told the story, but then Frank had questions. And so that was cool that I got to answer some questions about it. Yeah, I cannot eat a White Castle hamburger. You have to make reservations for White Castle for Valentine's Day. Who are these cheap people that are going to White Castle on Valentine's Day? That's, wow. And they still end up married? Is that like, you're mean for like teenagers probably, right? You don't mean adults. Tell me it's not so. Are you guys big Valentine's Day people? I just don't care if I get anything. Don's good about buying cards and flowers. I don't. It's sweet. I'd be fine with nothing. Don's super sentimental. I'm not so much. So I have to kind of keep in mind he's super sentimental. Or he'll get the short end of the stick there. I know, right? I have no idea the popularity. No adults on Valentine's. Yeah, I don't get Valentine's Day at all. I'm like, love me every day. And Don's good about that. So our anniversary, sure, but not Valentine's Day. M&Ms used to be stoner treats. Are they still? Is there anything that's not a stoner treat? I remember as a teenager, my mom kill me for telling this story. I remember Night Bloggerty Schmoo. Yeah, we're in our last story here. I remember when I was a teenager, my mom smoked weed with a friend of mine, and I did not because somebody had to be able to drive. And we were at home. So anyway, my mom was hungry and she was laughing so hard she couldn't walk. And so she crawled. I'll never forget this. She crawled into the kitchen and she just took her arm and put it in the shelf and just pulled everything in the shelf out. And so she's sitting on the floor eating pickles and ketchup. And I'm like, Mom, we need to make you something to eat. Popsicles. I need popsicles. I said, I don't think we have any popsicles. So I look, we don't have any popsicles. We have to drive into town. We were living in Granbury, Texas. So it was like, probably 20 minutes into town. And it was late, like 12 or 1 in the morning. We have to go into town. We have to get popsicles. And I said, Mom, I'm not taking you to get popsicles. My friend's name was Shelby. So I take them to get popsicles. And on the way back, the weirdest thing happens. We're coming back down these country roads. We lived out in the middle of nowhere. And this thing that is probably 5'8", 5'9", floats across the road. Not walks, like if you'd put it on a skateboard and pushed it across the road. I have never been so scared. And my mom became paranoid and was convinced that it was on the roof of the car holding on. And I keep telling her, Mom, it's not on the roof of the car. It was probably just a big bag or something. She's like, that wasn't a big bag. It wasn't a big bag. I don't know what it was. But I mean, it looked like a person wearing a long robe, but it wasn't like completely solid. It was just really weird. It had to be somebody playing a prank or something. But anyway, she was convinced it was holding onto the roof of the car. And she's like, drive faster. You've got to knock it off the roof of the car. And I'm like, Mom, there's nothing. And Shelby's now freaking out that it's on the roof of the car. And so we get to the house. They won't get out of the car. They're convinced it's up there. And so my mom and Shelby have now almost finished the popsicles. And I had to go around and get them out. I'm like, come on, I'm out of the car. There's nothing on the roof. You don't know, it could be behind us. Yeah, it took me like a half an hour to get them both in the house. I've never seen more paranoid high people. Never, ever. PJ says, got mom high once and she just swore she felt nothing, then didn't understand why we all cracked up. And when she asked if we still had Little Debbie's, oh no, Cupcake Run. El Chupacabra? What is that? Are you cursing? Don't curse in my chat. Lisa likes chocolates after Valentine's Day. See, you know what? I feel like I got to 50, and if I needed something, I bought it. And so there's nothing I want. Are you guys at that age yet where there's nothing you really want? And Don keeps everything. I'm wanting to purge things. I feel like every week we should take like 4 boxes out. I feel bad for the person who is going to have to go through the house when we both croak. They need to bring some boxes for sure. All right, guys. We still don't know what El Chupa. I can't write. Dang it. Now I got to look it up. Dang you. Chupacabra is a ghostly kind of. Oh, we want to see that. Hold on. Ghostly kind of animal thing. Is it like, Bigfoot, that sort of thing? What's the Jersey Devil? Weird how Maslow was banging. That hierarchy of needs. Los Monstros. Okay, monster. No, the Chupacabra is a mythical creature in the Southwest. Kind of we got to see that. Chupa. I won't sleep now. Chupa. I still got to walk back to the house in the dark. It's not far, but it's dark. And I bet Don turned the light off. Chupacabra. Pictures. Hold on. We got to go there together because we all have to be mortified as a unit. Share screen. El Chupacabra. Yes, that one. Sure. Okay. It's Wikipedia good enough? I think it's good enough, don't you? I don't use them for much. Oh, wow. That's scary looking. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be so freaked out. I don't watch scary movies or anything. I have such an active imagination as it is. El Chupacabra, Puerto Rico, Mexico, United States, Caribbean, chiefly Mexico. It looks like I'm safe. Southwestern United States. The Chupacabras, literally goat sucker. Oh my gosh. From Spanish, chupar, to suck, and cabras, goats. Well, I gotta say, considering our themes tonight, this seems the perfect place to end, does it not? The goat suckers. Wow. There's just no saving this show. Is a legendary creature in the folklore of parts of Americas. The name comes from the animal's reported vampirism. The chupacabra is said to attack and drink the blood of livestock, including goats. Hey, maybe that's what's with all the dead cattle. Physical descriptions of the creature vary. Some describe it as reptilian and alien-like. Oh my gosh. Generally as a heavy creature the size of a small bear with a row of spines. This is terrifying, reaching from the neck to the base of the tail. Others depict it as more dog-like in southwestern United States. Sightings have been reported in Puerto Rico since the 70s. Oh my gosh. The creature has since been reported as far north as Maine, as far south as Chile, and even outside the Americas in countries like Russia and the Philippines. Oh my gosh, they're migrating. All of the reports are anecdotal, have been disregarded as uncorroborated or lacking evidence. Yeah, that's what they said about those shots. Sighting in North America, South United States have been verified as canids. Oh, dogs, I guess, afflicted by mange. According to biologists and wildlife management officials, it's an urban legend. Yeah, I bet. I'm totally believing we're going to find Bigfoot. It's happening. Wow. Okay. Well, that's super scary. I don't know if I'm glad I know about that or not. I want to see a picture. Oh, it looks like a coyote kind of, don't you think? I mean, if it didn't have the spines and the Eric Erickson and the developmental stages. Yeah. It's a warm climate horror. I'm in Kentucky. You'll be safe walking back in the dark unless the Wendigo. What the hell? There's another one. Good night to everybody who's leaving. Janik, I'm glad you had fun. Don't forget to hit that thumbie. Yes, please do. Give a follow, drop a comment, share. Sharing's caring, guys. We live in the Pacific Northwest land of Bigfoot. Yeah, we live in Kentucky, and we've had Bigfoot sightings here. It's a mythological monster goat eater. Yeah, you're right. Okay, wait. What was this other thing? Chupacabra. Sort of like a hairy Mexican alligator. What? Where are we? Good night. I am the Chupacabra. Holy truck. Good night, everybody. Wait, where was the other creature? Los Monstros, El Chupacabra. Where was it? Who made the comment about the other thing that I wanted to look up? It's like a dog. Started in Puerto Rico. It's nasty. Very Mexican alligator. Wendigo. Wendigo? I'm going to have nightmares. I know, right? This stuff affects me. I don't know why I look at it. And I'm a grown-ass woman. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. Okay, those are just so freaking... Oh, there's a sighting. Oh, my gosh, you guys, we're on to something. What is that? It doesn't open it up. Why? Okay, wait. I want to look up that other thing. Wendigo? Not Winnebago. Winnebago? All right, guys. Now you're just screwing with me. Wendigo? Okay, here we go. I'm ridiculous. I'm like, Penny, stop. It's another name for Bigfoot. Oh. A mythological creature or evil spirit from the plains and Great Lakes natives. There's something flying in here. As well as some First Nations. It's based in and around the East Coast forests of Canada, the Great Plains regions of the United States, Great Lakes region, United States. Yeah, well, Great Lakes aren't far. It could wander down here. Speakers grouped in modern ethnology as speakers of Algonquin family languages, the Wendigo is often said to be a malevolent spirit, sometimes depicted as a creature with human characteristics, which possesses human beings. Oh my gosh. Invoke feelings of insatiable greed and hunger and the desire to cannibalize humans. Oh my gosh. Propensity to commit murder. Good night. How do you know about this? In some representations, it's described as a giant humanoid with a heart of ice, a foul stench, or sudden unseasonable chill might precede its approach. Oh my gosh, I'm so freaked out. Possibly, but I keep reading. Long-time identification European Americans with their own myths about werewolves, for example, in the Jesuit relations below, Hollywood film representations, human beast hybrid, Wendigo And psychiatry lends its name to a form of psychosis known as Wendigo psychosis. Look how much we're learning. Janet says it's really a thing. Look at the teeth. I don't see teeth. Hold on. A mythological cannibalistic monster in the spiritual tradition. Yeah, that's Fallout fandom wiki. Oh, wait, hold on. Copy. I'm going to have such bad sleep. Wendigo. Oh, hold on. It didn't share my screen. Sorry, guys. Stop. Present. Share screen. Wendigo. Share. Okay. Well, you can hardly see it. Give me a Wendigo I can see. Who are these goofballs? Oh. Ooh! Okay, that's terrifying. That's like a zombie. Oh my goodness. You guys aren't going to sleep. We're all going to be up tonight. I remember my mom, when we were kids, took me and my friend Dina to see Children of the Corn. We told Dina's mom we were going to see Footloose. That was a big fat lie. I got so scared when that kid sat up in the road that I peed. And I was like in junior high or something. I was so embarrassed. I didn't tell my mom, didn't tell anybody, just left a wet seat, got home and changed. And we both slept with my mom that night. That's how scared we were. Okay, that thing's terrifying. See, you've got like is it the Jersey Devil? Yeah, so there's the Jersey Devil. There's several of these. I can't remember what they all are. I always thought that stuff was fascinating. It always freaks me out. But you kind of like to think there's something to it. And I mean, unless it's gonna eat you. Yeah, those things were super scary. So me before coffee. Roy Rat knows many things. I know, for sure. You do. Do not go there. Those are nasty. George Sukalos says aliens. Both are easy to deal with. Just feed them. They're just hungry. Well, I imagine, Roy Rat, when this thing happens on you, it is hungry, and you then become the food. How scary is that? Well, the Mexican president said that he saw some kind of elf. Did y'all hear about that? Mexican president. I almost pulled that story. Elf sighting. Yeah, here we go. This was in February. Mexican president posts photo of what he claims is a Maya elf. Stop it. He posted on his social media account on Saturday, showing what he said appeared to be a mythological woodland spirit similar to an elf. Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador did not seem to be joking when he posted the photo of an alux, a mischievous woodland spirit in Maya folklore. Lopez Obrador wrote that the photo was taken 3 days ago by an engineer and it appears to be an Alex. I don't know how to say that. Everything is mystical. So then this is, I guess, supposed to, oh, wow, that's scary. I want you guys to see that. Oh my gosh, look at the eyes. Both they're evil creatures from hell. They look like evil creatures from hell. I think we should avoid these at all costs. But yeah, that could easily be somebody up in a tree, but that's scary as all get out. The first image is at least 2 years old, was not taken recently. Oh, they're adding context. Okay. It's a raccoon with a bag on its head. Oh, people have all their theories. Thank you, strange pagan man. See, they're not like me. Okay, I don't read Spanish. I don't know what any of that says. Nuevos new supuesta bruja escapada. So captured a new something revealed on the socials. I don't know. I'm not good. The Jersey Devil was the 13th kid of a woman that cursed that kid when it was born. It flew to the chimney. How do you guys know this stuff? Oh my gosh. You guys have the weirdest knowledge of anybody I know. I don't know anybody who knows this stuff except for you guys. It looks like it has a blonde wig and hair. That's exactly what I thought. I thought that's a person up in that tree. I've never been afraid of either one of them or any mythical creature at night, ghosts, yetis, or otherwise. There are plenty of other nasties in the dark. Wait, that doesn't help. It doesn't help. It doesn't help at all. Why would you say such a thing? My gosh. I went out with my mom the other day and I was telling her about the whole thing with the cartel saying they're going to target malls and grocery stores. Apparently, this came from an intelligence official. And Alex said it, and Alex is often right. So I kind of keep my head on a swivel. But I went and took my mom out. We went out. I went to a doctor's appointment with her, and then we went shopping for her birthday, or not for her birthday, for Mother's Day. Don't forget Mother's Day, guys. And why was I telling you that? Hold on. Ghost, Jersey Devil. What the heck? You guys, my brain is just a mess. Took my mom out. Yeah, it's gone. I got nothing. Please, creepiest place I've ever been was Roy Namur. Hope I'm saying that right. Roy Namur Island. The Japanese had headquartered there, and I could still touch the 50 cal bullets wedged into their bunkers, buried alive. Wow, wow, wow. Nothing is on this earth that the Lord didn't create. Well, he needs to stop making creepy stuff because that's super scary. I mean, I'm going to need to see one in person. Yeah, I took my mom shopping, but I can't remember why I was telling you that. It's gone. I tell you all the time, with my ovaries went my memories. The Lopez Obrador was a lie. Pitbullsauria Rex is worked up. They're destroying the Mayan forest to build a stupid train. Yeah, for sure. Well, you know, they tore down the rainforest to plant corn for ethanol, and now they're having all of this land erosion that's causing huge sinkholes. But everybody forgets to refer back to the fact that we started cutting down the rainforest to build corn for ethanol to then ship over here, and tell me how that's any more efficient energy-wise. Cartels, threats, grocery stores. That was it. Good job. Yeah, I wasn't packing. And so I told my mom, because she wanted to go to the grocery store. I said, I'm not packing. Maybe, and she wanted to go, so we went. And then she's reading this, or I'm reading the stuff that's in the shampoo to her, because she's trying to look for a shampoo that doesn't have gluten in it, because she is insanely allergic to it. Her skin just like, I don't know, it just starts sloughing off. I've never known anybody so allergic to it. And because you got all those people that are like, I can't eat gluten. And I'm like, no, she can't eat gluten. You're just weird. But anyway, I wasn't packing. And I'm like, I don't know, I'm not packing, let's not go. So we get there and I'm reading the back of the shampoo label, and it says squalene. And isn't squalene what's in the shots that comes from the fetal stem cells? I think that's it. Is it Qualine? Fetal stem cells. New amphiphilic squalene derivatives improve adipocyte differentiation. I just want to know what it is. Yes, squalene epoxidase promotes colorectal cancer. And here we are back to the rectum. Assessment of squalene. Human fetal skin derived stem cells secretome enhances. I'm spelling it wrong. Yeah, I was right. Plant stem cells are very exciting development in skincare. So is that what that is? A plant stem cell? It's not a fetal stem cell? Poor mom didn't get that shampoo. You have a heart of stem cells. It's got a few more hydrators. Like, I could have sworn there was something to that. Don't you guys remember there was something that started with an S that originated in like kidney stem cells? Watch Skinwalker Ranch stuff. Okay. Super scary, I'm guessing. Oh, it's a real place? Gosh, there's too much knowledge in one room. I gotta know now. See, that's me. I've got that brain that has to know. Skinwalker. Is this going to be dirty? Sounds like it could be. I've seen any of those monsters. I've never seen any of them. Only once, the Dark Hat Man who wears a derby and a cloak. Okay, that's creepy. I took a picture of Moonlight one night when dogs set off a motion light, captured full-on crucifixion picture in the tree. Oh my gosh. You need to post that. Enjoyed your visit on Dark to Light. I'm so glad. And here you come to this show and you're like, what is this show? We're having a just random funny stuff, weird stuff night because we needed a break from all the news. Enjoyed you. Why did they put that stuff in our stuff? I don't know. Like, I feel like I should be able to wash my hair without having to worry about baby parts. I don't understand why it's necessary. I think I need to learn how to make yucca soap. I use these. Do you guys use, if you ever tried shampoo bars? I bought a shampoo bar, like a 3-pack from Amazon, and I really like it. I couldn't find any locally, not here in Winchester anyway, but I found them on Amazon. And then I just, when I'm done washing my hair and rinsing it out and everything, I just spray it with apple cider vinegar, and the smell goes away as it dries, and it pops my curls, and I don't have to use any product in my hair. It just brings your curls to life if you've got curls. I don't know how it is for straight hair, but it's alkaline, which is good for your hair. So I think I need. Oh, if you like reading haunting novels, I do not. About the desert, Southwest, and the like. I hear author Tony Hillerman is really good. Yeah, I just can't read scary stuff. I can't. Scary movies freak me out unless Don's up to watch with me. No, it's a huge ranch in northern Utah. Oh, Native American culture. Okay. Well, that makes me feel better. Skinwalker Ranch is fascinating. I'm so going to watch that. I bought shampoo bar at a farmer's market. I love it. Yay, Susan's tried one. I really like mine. I think I just got like one that doesn't have any smell in it. And I just put like a drop of grapefruit essential oil in my hand when I wash my hair, and it's really nice. If you want to get really scared, watch this channel, Money GPS, J Bravo, Nobody Special. Oh, these channels. Okay. Stephen Manmeter and Michael Cohen, those guys will not let you. That's so funny. I was watching, do you watch Matt Kors? I watch Matt Kors here on Rumble, and every time he posts something, I'm like, oh geez, how bad's it going to get? I only left $170 in my crypto because I was so scared of where it was going. Human embryonic kidney 293 cells, also known as HEC, those, yes, are a specific cell line derived from the kidney cells of an aborted embryo in 19, right, and they just keep replicating it. Pretty soon is yucca plant harvest season. Apparently the stalks can be cut when young and are quite like giant asparagus. I love grilled asparagus. Placenta in shampoo is a thing. I know. My mom told me when they were kids, for acne, they would put wet baby diapers on their face. Have you ever heard of that? Like, why would baby urine be any better than any other urine? Maybe dolphin urine would be better as a throwback to the earlier part of the show. The Skinwalker Ranch. That's what we're looking at. The secret of what is the secret? Is it spooky? It's spooky, isn't it? That is spooky. Did it work? I forgot what I said. What was it? Asparagus? Grilled asparagus? What do you want to know if it worked? Also known as Sherman Ranch, is a property of 512 acres. Oh, the pee. People are drinking their first AM urine these days. That is just stupid. That is a waste product. It's sterile. You can drink it. I just don't know why you would. In Ballard, Utah, reputed to be the site of paranormal and UFO related. I can do paranormal UFO stuff. Well, no, I can do UFO stuff. In fact, I enjoy watching UFO stuff because I saw 3 UFOs as a teenager. Its name is taken from the Skinwalker of Navajo legend concerning vengeful shamans. Interesting. Salt Lake City, Utah. Okay, I'm totally going to watch this. This looks great. I'm always looking for a good watch. We've been trying to watch movies that are real character-driven storylines that aren't violent. And I'll have to get the names of the ones we've watched lately because they've been really good. Humans are stupid. That's why. Baby pee for acne. See, you've heard of it. Did the baby pee work on it? Mom said it did, but I mean, I'm guessing the acne would have gone away either way. I don't know. It's spooky. Okay. Spooky, fascinating. I'm in. I think I'm in. I could do it. 50-year history of odd events, 100 incidents that includes vanishing, mutilated cattle. I watched Tucker's thing on the cattle mutilations. That's freaky. Sightings of unidentified flying objects or orbs, large animals with piercing red eyes, and they say were unscathed when struck by bullets, and invisible objects emitting destructive magnetic fields. Oh, you got me there. Among those involved were retired U.S. Army Colonel John Alexander, classified it as an attempt to get hard data using standard scientific approach. The investigators admitted to difficulty obtaining evidence consistent with scientific publication. The cattle mutilations have been part of the folklore of the surrounding. The cattle mutilation, did you guys watch the special Tucker did on that? That was creepy. Like the animal would have its guts missing, or its insides missing, but there wouldn't be any opening for which you would have taken it out of. It was really weird. Tales of strange lights, unusual impressions made in the grass and soil. Terry Sherman. Okay, so according to skeptics, the phenomenon at Skinwalker Ranch is almost certainly illusory. Not only was the several years long monitoring of Skinwalker unable to obtain proof of anything unusual, but also the people who owned the property prior to Sherman's, a family whose members lived there 60 years, deny anything mysterious. Well, sure, they wanted to sell a house. The parsimonious explanation is that the supernatural claims about the ranch were made up by the Sherman family, selling it to the gullible Bigelow. Okay. Schaefer wrote that many of the more extraordinary claims originated solely from Terry Sherman, who worked as a caretaker. Not much more than that, is there? So the name of it is called The Skinwalker. I'm totally watching that. You sold me. Tony Hillerman did books are paranormal Native American stuff, not gory horror. Okay. Yeah, that I'm cool with. Did you see the movie The Onion? It's like the game I think I did, actually. Never can remember the name. I'll start a movie, Don's like, what's the name of it? I don't remember. Oh, this is a film. If I see the cover, I'll know if I watched it. Okay, of course that doesn't look familiar. I know we watched. Yes, I know we watched this. I don't remember it, but it's not surprising. We used to use human urine for laundry. Oh, I bet that smelled terrible. You're so funny, Penny. You told us about the baby diapers for acne. I hadn't heard it too. We all heard it from you. Oh, yeah, my mom told me about it, and then Debbie said she'd heard of it too. Electromagnetic weapons are real. Absolutely, they're real. Ask the people in the USA Cuban embassy about that. Yeah, they keep saying that's crickets. I don't know why crickets would cause you to have headaches for years. If one puts a baby piss diaper on one's face because zits, you are one of the stupid ones. That's right. Urine was used to bleach fabric, but it's yellow. Like if you get, if your kid wets the bed, it's hard to get the stain out of the sheets. Romans brought people's collected urine. Hey, it may come back to that, we may end up having to do that for money. Those who were poor didn't have a pot to pee in. What? Look at you with your etymology. Pot to pee in etymology. That's right? Mollogy. You guys can't see what I'm typing. Why am I asking? Stop. The etymology. Oh my gosh. Look, where do you get this stuff? You guys are so smart. The site claims the phrase comes from the practice of poor people collecting and selling their urine for use in tanning animal hides. I guess that makes sense. And those who were really, really poor didn't have a pot to piss in. It is true that urine, which is acidic, was once used in tanning leather. All right. Well, I mean, color me educated. It says it did not. Yeah, there's argument about it, but it's fictitious that a pot to piss in originated in the tanning trade. This false etymology. Who knows what's true anymore? I've given up. Story is a hoax. It's true that in pre-industrial times, urine was sometimes used to remove hair from animal hides before they were tanned, but the 20th century expression "a pot to piss in" has nothing to do with it making leather. Well, they were talking about collecting piss in a pot. I don't think they're talking about making leather. We wrote about the verb and noun piss in 2016 and about varieties of pot in 2017, but we never... The Oxford English Dictionary defines not to have a pot to piss in as to be penniless, to have no money or resources. The dictionary says it's slang that originated in the U.S. and was in early use more fully not to have a pot to piss in nor a window to throw it from. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, well, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what's true anymore? I don't know. Let me close all this out. And we've learned about strange, scary animals. I didn't see that coming. I love that the chat always takes a turn. All right, let me make sure I didn't miss anything. I cannot do horror-themed shows. Oh, wait. I have a comment about P for skincare, but it's going to sound really weird unless I write a long comment. Basically, it was an accident, and my skin was so soft afterward. Yeah, I'd be super curious to hear about that accident. As a nurse, my inquiring mind wants to know. I cannot do horror or evil-themed shows. I can't do, like, things with, like, possessed kids. That kind of stuff really freaks me out. Yeah, so basically horror. Okay, look at the big brain on Deb. Deb's just full of information. Fat fingers, sorry, word origins. Only on Nurse Penny's show can you go from chupacabra to a pot to piss in. Well, plus we saw penis glaciers. You missed that. And I didn't keep the tab. Was the pot a chamber pot? I would think. Folks in North Korea are charged with collecting human waste for fertilizer. So there's that. Poor people in North Korea. They're grazing on grass. It's that bad there. I'm not exaggerating. Who knows what's true anymore? Exactly. Plot twist. Yeah, exactly. I have no idea. Because you can find something on both sides of it. I can totally see how people got scammed by the vaccines because, people who were in the know, like me and other people who were actually reading, would say whatever. And then there'd be something completely contradictory. I got to get my laundry. Good night again, everybody. Good night, guys. All right, let me pray us out. We certainly need it. After the show we had tonight. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for everybody who came to hang out and just talk about goofy stuff and not have it be so heavy. And we're just so tired of the news. We had to have a mental break, and we thank you for that. Father, I thank you for everybody who came and joined us, for everybody who watched the show Dark to Light on Uncover DC this morning. That was just such a great time with Tracy and Frank. And thank you for all the people. I think we added 100 subscribers today. Thank you very much to Tracy Beans. Gotta love her. And shout out to Frank and Uncover DC. Tracy does some really excellent journalism there. And we just thank you for blessings and pray for things that you have in our paths, that you would make that clear to us. I pray for everybody who watched the show, everyone who will watch on replay. Father, I pray that you would bring back any blessing to them tenfold for the way that they've blessed me. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, guys. Tuesday book club. I'm going to put out a notification, but we're going to do that at 2 because I'm seeing the shoulder specialist. I think I can do 2. I'm seeing the shoulder specialist in the morning. I'm hoping I'm surely they won't schedule some big test that day because, they drag it out. It takes you forever to get all the tests done. Tuesday. And I will send out you guys, if you go to my webpage, you can subscribe to my Substack and then you'll get notifications about this stuff. I put out baking soda to absorb the cat pee smell because my cat peed on the floor. Yeah, very annoying. I use baking soda as a face scrub sometimes and grab the cat pee baking soda. Oh, bless your heart. Well, at least it made your skin soft, right? I just use Castile soap and coconut milk to wash my face. Yeah, so 9:30. So I think we could do 2:00 for book club, and hopefully that'll work. Maybe we'll do. I don't know how many of you guys are central, because I was thinking kids get home around 3. Maybe we'll start at 1. That should give us plenty of time. And I'll stop digging at my ears. All right, guys, that's all I've got. I will see you Tuesday. I will send out notifications via my Substack. You can sign up for that via my website, which is in the descriptions. And I will drop the link to Tracy's show, Uncover or Dark to Light, and her channel Uncover DC in the description, so that you guys have got it. But I will see you guys on Tuesday. I love you guys, whole big bunches. Stay safe. Pay attention to what's going on around you, and I will see you guys in a few days. Much love to you. Nurse Penny out.